Williams and Jaylen Brown in Game 2. Draymond may have an impact tonight, but there are two other more important factors, in the opinion of ESPN's J.J. Redick.
Number one, how did the Celtics guard Steph Curry and pick and roll? Number two, can the Celtics actually take care of the ball? And number three, I'm looking at Draymond Green. Those first two, that's going to dictate 90% of the outcome of this game. The other 10% maybe is the Draymond storyline. Maybe he gets a technical.
Game 3, 8 Eastern, ESPN Radio, 9 Eastern, ES on ABC. Quarterback Baker Mayfield excused by the Browns from attending their mandatory minicamp next week. He's been away from the Browns since Deshaun Watson replaced him as Cleveland's starter. Two more major champions are joining the Saudi-backed Rival Live Golf Series, Bryson and Patrick Reed. They are expected to compete in Live Golf's first U.S.-based event in Portland at the end of the month.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine Studios.
This is Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau.
And welcome in to DeVoli's House of Cards and a Wednesday on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. And it is a wild time in the sports world. We like to talk football, right? Jags, X's and O's, looking into the season, OTAs, mandatory minicamp, some of those things coming up. And obviously we will and we can and we have and we do. But then you get like these odd times in the sports world where it doesn't really have to do with X's and O's a lot. Sure, we went to the Lightning one last night. It's even 2-2. There's a lot going on in baseball. Heck, even Mike Trout I might bring up today. It looks like he got hurt again. So we'll see if that's a big problem and why that continues to be a problem. The NBA Finals going on. We're 1-1, of course, between the Celtics and the Warriors. And then you have just Casey Kurtz, these weird, I don't know about weird, it's just like they're not the normal topic of conversation. And one has been a topic of conversation for a long time now, going on 2 years, and that's Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun Watson, the New York Times article on Deshaun Watson, which came out yesterday, but to be honest, I hadn't fully digested by that time. And so I wanted to make sure I read some of that. And again, there's a lot going on there with Deshaun Watson. We talk about it more from a situation like if you're the Cleveland Browns, and we'll get into it in just a bit. Today, also in the football world, there's Jack Del Rio really getting into the political landscape and bringing up the George Floyd situation with what happened on January 6th a year ago and bringing his political, I would say, views. Fair enough, Casey? I mean, into shape a little bit and publicly on social media and then doubling down. And instead of like a lot of folks, I think, would say, hey, I probably should just stay out of that arena and, believe what I believe, but don't need to share it with it. Nah, he really didn't. Like he does it. Nope, this is what I feel. And I don't care if you hear it and I say it.
Yeah.
And that's not being received well. And then we have, like, at least this other thing has a little bit to do with sports, but also has to do with kind of politics and off the field and how do we feel? Are we uncomfortable about the amount of money, about the people backing the money, about what the money says when it comes to golf? And that's this new Live Golf League and the PGA Tour and the ramifications of all of that for the sport of golf, which, quite frankly, I just don't, outside of Tiger Woods, anything. Winning, dominating, car accidenting. That's not a word, but I just made it into one.
Well done.
Scandaling, anything Tiger Woods. I don't remember a time when the sport of golf was such a headline and on the forefront of almost anything else. I'm not saying the masses, everybody is talking about this, but I think everybody's starting to be aware of this because of the amount of dollars thrown around. And ironically, outside of a maybe 24, 36-hour cycle where reports where Tiger Woods got offered $1 billion for this league or close to, this is a huge golf story, and Tiger Woods' name isn't even really wrapped into it.
Yeah.
I mean, very little.
Again,
on the indirect way he is, but it's not like he's the headline is my point.
Yeah.
It's just a wacky, weird time to almost navigate. And that's what sports radio is for, I guess.
Yeah.
So we do a little bit of that. And again, I don't say we always love that, but we're not afraid of that here on this show. Like, we're not going to shy away from those topics. But those topics also come with, I think, heavy nature to them sometimes, strong beliefs other times. And not everybody's always willing to look at both sides of the story, or I'm not even telling you should, but everybody's got these beliefs on them, so they become very emotional stories. I don't think the golf story is that emotional, but I do think it really challenges our principles and values to a degree, and I do think most of us are on the PGA Tour side of things. So we just spent an hour talking the golf on Dream 18 show. We had Russell Knox on as well. You might hear some of Russell's comments along the way today, too, and other people's comments about this Live Golf League and really taking the money and running for now, or at least playing for now. But I don't want to begin with that because we just did it for an hour. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. And down the show today, we actually will have a skateboarding conversation.
Yeah.
Which got you a little fired up. Like, I actually texted you today. I said, hey, we're going to have Jagger Eaton on.
Mm-hmm. You did.
And then I said a couple other things about the show and, like, the Dream 18 show. And you responded, that's sick, will do. And I was like, he must be responding to something else. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. Like,
yeah.
Like what I said. Like, I mean, here's what I said. Here's the exact text. Skateboard dude coming on at 3:45 today.
Yep.
Jagger Eaton.
Yep.
Golf show should be easy. Tiger.
It was. Yeah.
Live. Russell Knox. Picks. Regular show, I said, we'll have this.
Mm-hmm.
You said, that's sick. We'll do.
I did.
I responded, what's sick?
You did. You're not used to somebody saying, hey, that was something.
Yeah.
What you just said was sick, Brett Martin. That's not something you usually get. So I can
And
see why
you
you're
said
confused.
Jagger. He's cool.
He is cool.
And you weren't talking about Mick.
No, not even Mick Jagger at all. No, Jagger Eaton's pretty cool dude. He's like he was like the youngest person to ever compete in like the X Games or something like that for a long time. He just won a medal in the Olympics. He had a TV show on Nickelodeon. He won.
Really?
Yeah, he won the Tampa Pro. I was there. It was cool. He's a cool guy. He's still only like 21, by the way.
And he's done all that before.
Yeah.
To say and he's still number one. Or 21, sorry,
yeah.
Number one. He's still only 21. He's done all that. Here's what I really appreciate about you, Casey.
Okay.
You're a man of many sports.
That is true.
I said that to somebody the other day. I was like, you don't just like you're watching soccer sometimes during the show.
I'm watching soccer right now, actually.
Yeah.
Belgium and Poland.
Like, but with genuine passion.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
I mean, and you like. You brought up to Russell Knox today on the show that you knew his, like, approach statistics for the last 5 years.
Yeah, inside the top 30 on tour every year.
And obviously you're, like, really geeked up today because the Lightning won.
Yes, also true. All three of those things are true.
You know Jagger Eaton.
I do, yeah. He's cool.
That's pretty good. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you got a little UFC knowledge.
A little bit.
You're a wrestling guy a little bit?
Yeah. I'd like to consider myself well-rounded, you know?
Like, where's your weakness? Like,
well,
when
tennis.
When Weber starts talking NASCAR, you're like,
no, I can compete. Like, I'm not – here's the thing. I feel like I want to be able to know a little bit about everything when it comes to sports, not about life. Like, I don't care about politics. But, like NASCAR, right? So if that was the example, like, I play fantasy NASCAR a lot. So, like, I kind of know who's good. So I feel like I can compete. I can't tell you who drives for who, right? That's the part that kind of confuses me. But, like, I know who's good. I know who I like. I like Noah Gragson. You ever heard of him? He has a mullet.
Yeah, I think I have heard of him, really, because I think is he a rookie?
Yeah. He's an Xfinity.
We did that on our Daytona 500 show.
Yeah, he fights sometimes. He's a cool guy.
I wouldn't know that if Stewart didn't tell me.
I also like William Byron. So, yeah, I feel like I can compete. I think, like, tennis that we found out, I watched a lot of tennis on the cruise, like I told you.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about tennis.
Yeah, 2022 Roland Garros, not the French Open anymore.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
By the way, that became a thing. Like, after you told me that, I was like, that really is a thing. That's stupid.
Yeah, they don't call
like,
it, nobody calls it the French Open.
Like, why do we do things like that? Like, why do we have
America?
Like, is there something, like, offensive about the French Open?
Yeah,
like, I can see why we change names that are offensive.
Yeah.
But why are we changing the French Open? Is that offensive?
No, I don't think so.
Did I miss something?
Yeah.
Or did Roland Garros just spend a lot more money to advertise?
Now, that could be, because I don't know what it was before. But yeah.
What is Roland Garros?
Not a clue. I know the little logo. It's got a RG, a circle. I saw it like 8,000 times. But yeah, that's the one sport that I'm probably not going to be able to contribute a lot.
And by the way, I just said something. Are you doing a good job advertising if I don't know what Roland Garros even is?
Probably not. For
the longest time, I thought it was at Roland Garros. I thought it was the place they held it.
See, that's what I thought as well, but I found out I don't think that's the case.
So you think it's like a company?
I think.
You're going to have to find this out. But, I know Roland Garros. I know it. Not because they called it that this year, because, again, I thought that's where it was. I always just associate it with the French Open. But I've heard of them. But if it is a company, which maybe it's not, we're going to find out. It does have RolandGarros.com. It's got to be a company then.
It's a person.
It's a person.
Roland Garros was a French aviation pioneer and fighter pilot. Wow. Unfortunately, he passed away in 1918 at the age of 29.
He passed away in 1918? How's he still have all this money then to put his name on the French Open?
It's a great question because he was only 29 as well, and I know the money then does not go as far now currently.
Apparently, if you invested in the Denver Broncos back in 1918, they're worth a hell of a lot more now.
That's a good call. By the way, in 1928, the Roland Garros Tennis Stadium was named in his memory. The French Open tournament takes the name of Roland Garros as well as the stadium in which it's held. So it's been like that since 1928, and we've been calling it the French Open. Talk about disrespect.
So really the tournament is – okay, so it's not an advertising. Hey,
no, it's a dude.
I've watched tennis since I was 12, and I never knew this.
Yeah, this isn't good for you.
Well, it's not only good for me, but I don't think they're doing their job during the tournament.
Probably
I
not.
should know this by now. I haven't watched tennis to this degree in 15 years, but before that, I seriously would watch the French Open all the time.
There should be a statue or something.
Yeah, shouldn't you, in the broadcast, have told me what the heck the importance of Roland Garros is?
Yes, I think
seriously thought it was like a watch company or something.
That would make sense, but no. Aviation pioneer.
Is there anything else of this stature named after somebody? We're talking major, the Open Championship, which they had to change too. Thank you, Open Championship. I kind of like British Open better, but I've now gone accustomed after 7, 8, 10 years of it to the Open Championship. There's the U.S. Open. That's not. The Masters isn't named after somebody.
Yeah.
There's, what am I missing here?
PGA.
PGA. That you go to tennis, right? You got the Australian Open, the U.S. Open. You got Wimbledon.
Was Wimbledon a person?
Named after?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to check that one out. Tennis has to educate us better when we're growing up.
They need to educate us at all because then we would understand, the sport. Because I'm telling you, as Americans, we're so far away from tennis. We want to pretend like we're there on tennis because we have, one event that's kind of cool, like the U.S. Open, I think. We are so far out of the tennis landscape, it's not even funny.
One other note about tennis. I didn't think we'd be talking tennis here early on the show. The French Open wrapped up days ago, right?
Yeah.
But it certainly wasn't in the text that said that's sick.
It was not. I wouldn't have replied that's sick. I'd have been like, oh, okay, tennis.
Okay, good. But one other thought about, if they're going to name the tournament after somebody, they should name it after Rafael Nadal.
They should.
The guy wins it every year. I'm pretty sure Nadal could be 65 years old in a wheelchair and probably come on and win that tournament.
Could
Not
be.
Not to say he'd be 65 years old in a wheelchair, maybe 85 or 90 or whatever. But Rafael Nadal owns that tournament.
Yeah. So by the way, it is named because it is held in Wimbledon, London.
Yeah. Okay. I thought that was more so. That's the one of the place.
That's
I seriously thought Roland Garros was the same thing.
It would make sense.
I thought it was this French community,
I mean, yeah, that would be reasonable.
Whatever it is. So I think now that might be one of the biggest things named after somebody. Will the Super Bowl ever be named after somebody or will it always be the Super Bowl?
No, I think you keep, besides this scenario, I think you keep the names of the events, but then you name the trophy. Because that just makes more sense.
This
Lombardi.
is, by the way, this is a
person.
I would have loved to know the TV conversation, the conversations that went on here, and why they now say that instead of the French Open. Like, what happened there? Why did they now publicize this thing as Roland Garros instead of French Open? And it reminds me of, let's just say, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, Florida-Georgia game, where TV execs and really the schools, I don't even think it was TV execs, it was really the schools that said, we don't want to promote this much drinking on college campuses.
Boo.
Right? Or on this event, which has become a, let's drink fest in a way. And so please don't call it the world's largest outdoor cocktail party anymore, CBS. So then there was like this dance around moment. Like, this was even before I got here. But there's this dance around moment where, like, hey, everybody knows it as the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, but we can't really say it's that. In Jacksonville, though, when we say it, we got to say, like, Florida-Georgia game, also known as type of thing, you know, like kind of slide it in there. But you can't really brand it as that anymore. And now we've come to the point where knuckleheads like me come into town, and so I kind of missed that whole wave. And it's like, come on, it's the damn world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
There you go. Let them know.
Like, nobody's told me I can't say it.
There you go. Then keep saying it. So
I'm going to keep saying it. But it's just funny how, like, that materializes over time, some of these things, and the names change. I actually did this at UNF yesterday.
Okay.
Because this happened in the A-Sun. Like, the Atlantic Sun Conference went to A-Sun.
Okay, yes.
They don't call themselves like the Atlantic Sun anymore.
Yeah, just the A-Sun.
And the reason why, I think, now I don't know, but I'm just surmising, that there's the Atlantic 10, right?
Sure.
Conference, and so maybe you just don't want to get any confusion. Let's just go A-Sun, boom. Everybody's working in abbreviations these days anyway, A-Sun.
Yep.
And so I asked Nick Morrow yesterday, I'm like, hey, I've been around this campus for a while. Like, I do games, and I know the A-Sun changed, like, and I saw North Florida on the logo, on, like, the backdrop of where we're doing the interviews.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, are we supposed to not be saying UNF and really should say North Florida? Like, is that what they would rather have, like, want, you know? And he gave me a very good answer, actually. He's like, no, we like UNF, but we also – remember I'd asked him the question of, you want to be – yesterday when he came on the show, I asked him, like, hey, you feel like you're a Jacksonville thing, of course, but you also want to project across the country who you are. Well, that's why they show the North Florida part of it. So people across the country, if you're in Ohio, you're like, oh, UNF, what the heck is that?
Yeah, I've had people ask me before.
You know, instead it's North Florida, University of North Florida. That's where the North – but they do both, which is cool. Like, I get it.
Best of both worlds. Call them Hannah Montana.
So anyway, I have no idea where I'm going with this, but –
I don't either.
The name changing stuff can be very confusing. This is why I still hate, even all these years later, FCS, FBS, and I'm not even sure which one's which.
Yeah, I'm not either.
It's Division I and Division I AA.
So,
all right, I read the paper growing up as a kid every day, and it was 1 AA. It wasn't FCS or FBS.
I'm be honest with you, there are certain things that I will avoid, like the plague, saying or like talking about because I just frankly don't know. That's one of them.
That is one of them.
Like,
honestly, I'm not sure. I don't know either. If you put me on, I'm going to guess.
Like, I'm telling you, there have been times where, like, I see it and I'm like, I don't know. I'll just call it the NCAA. Like, I'm telling you, there are things that I don't want to learn because it's stupid and I don't care, and I will just avoid saying them as long as I can because I don't know and I don't really want to learn and it's stupid.
Yeah, that's so funny, like you say that, because I'm the exact same way. And there are other things like that. Like,
I know, I wish I could think of them.
No, there's another one like it's not the same thing, but like FBS, FCS. If you watch me on TV, if you watch me every night for my whole career, like for the last 15 years, I will never say it. Like,
Good.
never say it. I will never say it. Now, how often do we even talk about it, right?
Well, yeah.
I don't. But the other thing that, like, the one thing I have to rewrite is, when I'm doing TV more so than even radio, but I probably wouldn't say it much in radio, is when I have to say, let's just say a player got hurt and needs shoulder surgery.
Sure.
So I will never write shoulder surgery.
Tongue twister.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's, like, I have a speech impediment, or I don't know if that's my Rhode Island accent. I don't know if it's just normal. So I will always say surgery on shoulder.
Okay.
Because I can't get it out on TV.
Well,
like, it won't come out.
I think that makes sense because, like,
well, I just said it 3 times pretty well.
Yeah, but I think in, like, with TV, like, you're saying a bunch of other things, you don't really have time to think, right? Like, you read what's in front of you, you see shoulder surgery, and then things go downhill from there, you know? Like, make it easy on yourself. Because you got a lot of other things to say, too.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just funny how some of those things, I have no idea how we got here. Like this organic roadmap we're on right now it's good. It's got no end.
It really doesn't. I will tell you this.
Other than a commercial break.
Yeah, we'll get there in a second. Poland scored.
Great. In what?
Soccer.
Oh.
I told you, I'm watching Belgium and Poland.
Oh, okay.
Robert Lewandowski, he scored.
I stopped that you were watching soccer. I forgot who you were watching.
Yeah, Poland.
This all started out because of Jagger.
Yeah, pretty much. So now I really hope he calls in.
Well,
right?
He's calling in at 3:45, and so who knows where that conversation's going to go.
I couldn't tell you.
But you'll be a part of it. Let's take a break. We're live at Davoli's House of Cards. We get into some of these big topics around the globe, around the sport of football, and what it means going forward from Jack Del Rio to Deshaun Watson to the PGA Tour and Live Golf World, what's happening there. And we will talk to Jagger, not Mick, on the show today. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Live from Davoli's House of Cards in St. Johns County. Be here until 6 o'clock. Come on down. Say hello right off 210 in St. Johns County.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly to partly sunny skies today. An isolated shower and thunderstorm developing early to mid-afternoon. Highs in the low to mid-90s, inland and mid to upper 80s at the coast. Dry tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight down to the low 70s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Garrett Beedenball.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds.
Beards Diamonds cuts out the middleman, so you are getting tremendous value.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Hi, I'm Mike Combs, professional contractor and TV host. I love helping people, but when it came to improving the water in my own home, I needed help and turned to the water experts at Connecticut to make it right. My water was causing visible problems throughout my home, and it got me thinking about the problems I couldn't see. Protecting my water-using appliances and pipes, preventing stains and hardness buildup, and having clean, great-tasting drinking water are all important to me. But choosing the right water treatment equipment can be tricky. That's where Connecticut comes in. A Connecticut water expert will test your water for free and recommend the system that fits your needs and budget. Improve the quality of your water and your life with the Connecticut Water Treatment System. I'm so glad I did.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com for your free assessment. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Connecticut dealer.
You know what's great about getting older? The toys are way cooler. Spring is here, and it's playtime.
Yeah!
And One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, has slash loan rates across the board on all the toys. Motorcycles, jet skis, boats, RVs, ATVs, even golf carts. And it's fun and potentially dangerous. One-to-One Financial has the perfect loan to help you finance it. Check out our rock-bottom rates and apply now at one-to-onefcu.org. Come out and play. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's a good time of the year to get out and do something. The most active season is the summertime. But if you have joint pain, you can't live like you want to live. The way I want to live, from an active standpoint, exercise and play some golf. Well, I was playing some golf the other day, saw somebody getting out of a cart and limping around the golf course, and I mentioned QC Kinetics. Like I've been telling everybody else, QC Kinetics can help. Hip pain, knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, all of that really sucks the fun out of living, but QC Kinetics wants to get the fun back for you with advanced regenerative treatments, and they'll give you a totally free in-office consultation if you call 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. Regenerative medicine is the hottest thing going. It's basically taking growth factors with healing properties from your own body, highly concentrated, then putting them into your aching joints. No surgeries, no drugs, no downtime. So stop putting it off. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more about regenerative medicine. 904-274-5522 for a free in-office consultation.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
Thanks, everyone, for baking your way here on this toasty morning. Are you all ready to jam? Excellent. Before we get rolling, let's start by hashing out everything bagel will be discussing. Profit margins are okay, but they could maybe be butter. Sorry, I don't mean to waffle. Next quarter, it's all or muffin. Did you have a question, Sausage Patty?
My name's Patricia.
When you can't take your mind off breakfast, it matters where you stay. Delicious breakfast available at our Hilton family of brands. Hilton, for the stay.
Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe.
When it comes to on-field production, how good does Deshaun Watson have to be? And how good do the Cleveland Browns have to be over the life of the Deshaun Watson contract in order to justify the PR hit that the organization is taking, that Jimmy and Dee Haslam are taking? How good do the Cleveland Browns have to be in order to make this worth their while? Because this is ugly, and this has polarized their fan base. There are people that are Cleveland Browns lifelong fans that have been completely turned off by the organization going down this road with Deshaun Watson. So again, I have to ask the question, how good does Cleveland have to be in order to make this a situation, a proposition that makes it worth it for?
Is that your guy?
Yeah, you better believe it.
Because that was a good take.
Listen, what do you expect, Brent?
That's your guy, Chris Canty. When are we getting Canty on? I mean, I'm not sure Canty's family likes Canty as much as you.
They probably don't. But here's the thing. Is that my job? Is that something I should? Oh, I mean, it is? Okay.
Like, I mean, on most shows across America, the producer would get the guests on.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that how this kind of works?
Yeah.
Like the producer gets the
No, that's true.
Guests.
But I feel like every time I say, hey, we should get this person on, you're like, I'll handle it. And then it never
and then
it never gets handled, right? So maybe I should just stop letting you lie to me.
You've gotta listen, this happens Steph does this to me a lot too. She's like, hey, can you I've got to get a video for a friend from high school. And every time she asks me, with the exception of this morning where I should have done it and then I got doing something else and I still haven't done it. So it's coming soon, Gavin. I'll get it for you. In fact, I'm working on it kind of in commercial breaks. But
you're welcome, Gavin.
She's like, she reminds me about it. Like yesterday, we were out for a walk, and we're 2 miles from the house. What am I supposed to do at that time? Or she'll text me, and I'm going on TV. I can't do it at that time. So it's kind of like this is your situation. You're a little bit like Steph here.
Yeah.
You've got to tell me at a time when I can actually physically do it.
Now, here's the thing. In fairness to me, we don't spend a lot of time together.
Thankfully.
Amen, brother. So, when I text you, I don't really know what you're doing. I know generally when you're on TV. I know the times that would be. But other than that, when I send you a text, I just kind of assume you're chilling, right? Steph at least knows your schedule, so she, has a better idea of when you're doing things and walking. I don't know when you're walking. You walk all the time, it sounds like.
Fair enough, I guess.
I'll just start FaceTiming you then and pick it up. I'll see what you're doing, and if it's not a good time, I'll just hang up.
Maybe that's the case. So anyway, I do, but I can I got to put requests in. Who do you want? We got to get Canty and Weeks.
Yes. Kevin Weeks.
Yeah. It's
Producing on the fly.
Like it's on my radar, but not really on my radar.
Hey, you're a busy man, I don't blame you. Not mad at you.
I was thinking this today, like, and there's no way to really say this, but like my last 5 days, like I drove to Charlotte, right, and then I was up there, and then I drove back.
Yep, you did.
And what I'm trying to say here is like I feel like those 2 days where I didn't work in TV and didn't work in radio that day. I helped us get a lot better. I helped us get a lot better in our like Action Sports Jax and everything else for like the fall and future.
Well done.
So much in those 2 days. Like
I'm
I feel like we got better in those days.
I'm glad.
And then even the last couple of days, like even more, like there's stuff brewing. Like stuff like it's going. It feels like it's moving forward. Like Matthew Driscoll said this yesterday. He's like, if there's a shovel in the ground, like I feel like there's progress being made. Well, over the last 5 days, there's been like a shovel in the ground.
Okay.
Which I kind of like. Like I like that feeling. Like I mean, right now it's still kind of messy on the outside, but on the inside it feels good. We'll see if it comes to fruition. Meanwhile, off Chris Canty, who did bring up a good point. And on to Deshaun Watson, as we welcome everybody back to DeVoli's House of Cards. And by the way, Deshaun Watson's card must not be doing too well lately.
Probably
I
not.
can't imagine.
Yeah. I think it was for a minute, but anyway.
I mean, this case is baffling to me at the very, like just these surface questions. And I've brought this up before. The NFL is investigating right now. Okay, I understand that. There's civil suits out there for Deshaun Watson. Okay, I understand that. He's could lose a lot of money, settle. Like I think I understand that from a fundamental standpoint. So I get the NFL, what they're doing, and I get the civil suits that are still going on. But back here, if you go back a few months, before the deal with Cleveland, he was basically exonerated from a criminal standpoint.
Correct.
In what he did.
Yeah.
Or didn't do, or thought to be done, or alleged, or you gotta be very careful with the words, Brent. But yeah,
that's true.
So there's this weird juxtaposition in my mind. This is for me from no criminal activity doesn't mean the civil thing won't settle itself out in a different way, but no criminal activity. The civil stuff, by the way, is not coming about until like after this year's football season. Like that's not happening in like a month. So like if he got sued for $30 million and he lost, like the NFL's not going to know that. So it's really weird in my mind that the NFL is investigating something that he's actually been exonerated from at the moment.
Yeah.
Right? Yet we all feel as a public, based off articles, things we see, this latest New York Times article especially, like, there's no way in hell I don't believe that he didn't do some of this.
Right.
Right?
You would think there is some guilt, yeah.
He did something.
Yeah.
But as, like, his lawyer infamously put, like, what was illegal, like, from a court of law standpoint, that he would be found guilty of, what is morally not right, what is, like, actually not right and he just didn't get convicted of or isn't going to, and what's coming down the line. So, like, there's all these things, like, going on that really, it makes it muddy. And, again, you ask me, it's like, yeah, I think the Cleveland Browns are out of their minds for what they did.
Yeah.
And I also, in terms of paying that kind of salary and the guaranteed, and they catered to this guy who I think has done something wrong. To the degree I don't know, but there's just way too much smoke here. That doesn't make me feel good about Deshaun Watson.
No.
And I don't think many of us do.
Absolutely not.
And kind of going back to like that live golf thing where I said, we don't like to see people just take a paycheck and go on their merry way.
Yeah.
Like without really earning it. It's not, doesn't feel like, I think there's something about that. Well, what we also don't like about our sports, doesn't sit well with us is when somebody looks like they got let off the hook and then rewarded.
Yes.
And we've got like the ultimate situation with that, with Deshaun Watson. Doesn't it feel like we feel like he has done something here.
Yes.
That doesn't sit well with all of us. Again, criminally they said he hasn't, but we're not convinced of that. And from a moral standpoint and a value standpoint, I really think we think he did something that doesn't seem right. And yet the Cleveland Browns said, we don't care. We're selling our soul. We need to win. $230 million guaranteed. Nobody's ever seen a contract like this. We need to get Deshaun Watson. We've got a good roster. We need W's now. We're going to do this. We don't like that. Like, we don't like when people do that. And I'll even add one more thing to it. Hey, we know a suspension's probably coming, so we're going to help you out, Deshaun, even more. And we're only going to be like $1 million salary in year one, so you don't lose a lot of money in year one if you get suspended without pay.
Right.
Whatever they
lowered
the terms,
yes, they did.
right? They
You're
lowered
right.
the terms in year one.
Mm-hmm.
So they catered to this guy who we all have at the very least, right now we have this wrestling match internally about how we feel.
Yeah.
At the lowest of ends. There are some people who are just all in on Watson and be like, I've canceled you.
Mm-hmm.
But at the very least, even if you're a supportive, you're kind of wrestling with it like, this doesn't seem right now.
Yeah.
And so, like, we don't like that, I don't think. I don't think we like that in our sports. And I've said this, like, okay, get to November or December or January and the Browns are winning, and I got to believe 90% of Browns fans are raising the pom-poms, wearing Deshaun Watson's jerseys, and they don't really care about all this. Not that they're not good people and want to care about it, but they really want to freaking win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really an odd thing.
Yeah.
And I'll give you one more thing.
Okay.
Is Deshaun Watson is a guy that's a really cool story if you take away all this stuff. He's a guy that Warwick Dunn, through his program, helped find a home for him and his mom.
Yeah.
He's a guy that was kind of an underdog-ish, terrific story at Clemson to beat Alabama. I was at that game. It was an unbelievable game over in Tampa. And people were still a little bit unsure how good he would be in the NFL. And the book on him was, hey, he's a terrific leader now and a good dude who comes with no baggage and has this fantastic Warwick Dunn tie story. Not sure he's going to be great, but now he's turned himself into great. And he's tough, and he'll drive to Jacksonville in a van because he's got a rib injury and wants to play, but it's not good to fly. Like, he's that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden he's this guy. Maybe. We think.
Yeah.
Is he? You know, I mean, it is a weird deal with Deshaun Watson, and it's a wrestling match of sorts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I know he wasn't convicted of anything criminally, but, like, when you keep finding out more information, it's not good. And it's like, it's something I don't really wrestle with it. I have my opinion on Deshaun Watson. I don't think he's a good dude. I think, to your point, I think some of this stuff has to be true, right? The truth has to be in there somewhere. And I think the more information we find out, the more that I just look at the Cleveland Browns and I'm like, you shouldn't have done that, right? And to your point that you made a couple minutes ago, like, he got rewarded for maybe not doing the right thing. And how much of the wrong thing did he do? Officially, we don't know, but apparently some of it. And I feel bad for people that support the Browns that have been in a situation with some sort of sexual assault and they have to somehow cheer for this guy if he goes on the field, even though all of it might not be true, but I think we all believe some of it is. So I feel bad for those people. And I absolutely hate it, Brent, what happened with the Cleveland Browns and what they did. If he gets suspended 1 year, great, risk-free pretty much for the Browns. Like you said, they made the contract favorable in that way. But I hate it. I hate the whole thing, how it sits right now. I think something needs to be done. Obviously, we need answers, and I think we will find out those answers. But the way the Cleveland Browns went at this, didn't even talk to any of these people that accused Deshaun Watson of this. Not even one. Not one person. And they still gave him the money. It doesn't sit right with me, Brent. I hate it, and I'm not going to change my mind on it.
Yeah, and again, I don't think it should sit right. I don't think, with the unknown that's still out there, I don't think the Cleveland Browns should have given him $230 million guaranteed.
Absolutely not.
And by the way, I don't know. I guess it's a little tricky if he doesn't play or does play. Or I saw somebody tweet out yesterday. I can't remember who it was. They're like, he's definitely going to be I thought somebody said he'll probably be suspended for a year or something like that. And I was like, okay, everybody was thinking 4 games, 6 games, something like that. If he's suspended next year, it means he hasn't played for 2 years.
Yeah.
And he's losing like some of his in quarterbacks, it's not necessarily his prime of his career because that extends longer in the quarterback position, but he's losing good years.
Sure. Absolutely.
This was the guy the last time he played, J.J. Watt said sorry for wasting a year.
Yeah.
Well, now he's maybe wasted 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so just from a football investment standpoint, take all the moral stuff out of it and the value system out of it. Football investment standpoint, could the Browns have just made a disaster of a move?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows when the guy's playing a football game again, and when he does, is he really as good as he was when you don't play football for 2 years? That's a genuine question. If you don't play a sport for 2 years, I don't give a damn how talented you are. If you don't play for 2 years because of injury or other circumstance, that's a long gap now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's doesn't mean you can't still play an elite level, but if you're being paid an elite level salary, there's certainly those question marks. I mean, I'll give you this, like Klay Thompson, who didn't play for 2 years essentially. Yeah. He can really be good, but he hasn't consistently been the guy that he was before he got hurt.
Absolutely.
And again, some of that's injury factored in probably, and maybe he will get back to that in 2 years, but again, we're talking about the clock ticking on a salary and contract that the Browns invested in. So, I mean, this is a complex story that really brings in some, if not mental gymnastics, it questions like sports versus values.
100%.
And the Browns put themselves right in the middle of it and really said, screw all that. I don't care. We just need to win.
Yeah.
Which, again, the Browns fans in January, if they're winning, will raise the pom-poms and cheer them on and all that stuff. But I don't know if sports fans, we like the concept of that.
No, I think
at all cost, win.
I think the Browns overall went from a team that if you don't have a dog in the fight, you can root for. That's not that team anymore, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I might not have the pulse of how everybody feels. I might not, but I can tell you how I feel, and I don't want the Browns to win another game.
Yeah, we'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Live from Davoli's House of Cards. We go skateboarding when we come back.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
When you look at a schedule, it reveals more than even the schedule what you really think about that team. Bad teams, their schedules always look brutal because they're no good, so you don't think they're going to win many games. Good teams, you look at the schedule, oh, it's not so bad because they're favored in a lot of those games. I guess I would also take the under on the Jets, but just. I think 5.5 games is right. I'll take the under.
Key, J, and Max. Followed by Greeny. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage? Keep your engine at its best with clean oil from Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic. Got an older vehicle? Use Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic High Mileage. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of either with an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for $36.99. Get what you need for better fuel efficiency at any of our 6,000 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Loyalty restrictions apply.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good, really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless, now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Hi, this is Keith Gurr, president of America Window Products. We are Jacksonville's oldest replacement window company. We have been providing excellent service for over 38 years and still have an A+ rating. At America Window Products, we have helped over 36,000 homeowners, and we don't use subcontractors. Right now, we're offering a free installation on 6 or more windows, as well as a free energy package. Go to AmericanWindowProducts.com and click for an estimate. That's AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, we are the window professionals.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctor's. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
On the town, you own it. On the go, you own it. On the job, you own it. At Community First Credit Union, you can own it all. There's nobody quite like you. So be yourself and bank your way at Community First. Get free checking with rewards, your paycheck deposited a day early, and free digital tools so you're always in control of your money and have more of it. Go ahead and own it. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to Allstate, where you can save just by being you. DriveWise and the Allstate mobile app gives you personalized driving feedback, and by adding it to your policy, you can save for driving safe just by being yourself. Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click, call, or visit allstate.com to save today.
Not available in every state. Savings based on DriveWise and other safe driving discounts. Savings vary. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The Dream 18 card has had a record response in 2022. Golf courses are packed. More value than any discount golf cart in town with the Dream 18 card. The most inexpensive discount golf cart in town with the Dream 18 card. And now you can save more. Just in time for Father's Day. Get Dad an easy gift. Now just $55 while supplies last at ActionSportsJaxDream18.com. That's ActionSportsJaxDream18.com for a $55 Dream 18 discount golf cart. Discounted golf at 9 area courses and a few local businesses too. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, The Yards, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Get Dad an easy gift. Get Dad to the golf course. $55 in time for Father's Day. ActionSportsJaxDream18.com.
What's up? It's Casey. Check out our brand new show, The Dream 18 Show, sponsored by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors, right here on ESPN 690 on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. If you like golf, you're going to like this show. The Dream 18 Show, Wednesdays at 2 p.m.
The urgency's been up, obviously. You know, we come back in front of our home fans and play 2 pretty solid hockey games. So we've got ourselves, you know, squared up in this series. It's great. It's much better than the position we were in a couple days ago. But you know, this is where it gets, you know, down to the really tough stuff. Is, you know, these next couple games we got to go on the road and we got to find a way to win a game in their barn. So we're looking forward to that challenge. But I really like where our game is now compared to where it was a couple days ago.
Nothing better in hockey than the term barn.
Well done. I didn't know if you'd pick up on that.
Come on. I always wanted to do this story.
On me.
I always wanted to do this story on TV, and I never did it, especially when I was back like in Providence and Albany because hockey was big. And I never could really put my arms around. Maybe I should do it with the Iceman because I think I brought it up again since. It's like hockey terms are awesome.
They are good.
It's not just barn. There's some great terms. And so I almost wanted to do like the dictionary of hockey. Probably somebody out there from another TV station or something now is going to steal my idea. But
you got to keep in mind most of them probably can't go on TV. That might be a social media play.
Well, that's a good point on that.
Yeah.
But isn't like one of my like turtle, right? Is there like a turtle comment about like how a goalie ends up or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I'm a little off my game on the hockey stuff, but when I used to cover it day to day, you'd hear a lot more of that. And I bet there's a lot of that in skateboarding. Let's welcome in Jagger Eaton right now on the show. He's a world-class skateboarder coming to Jacksonville in the middle of July. That event that was back here in November is leading off the series and the season this year in Jacksonville. Jagger, what's happening, man? You guys have some interesting terms in your sport as well.
Yeah, we got a ton of them. What's going on, man?
Hey, great to have you. Do you have a favorite? I think when I have you guys on, I always ask, is there a favorite term? Like if you're out there talking to some kids or something, you have some fun with those guys with some of the terms you have?
I don't know. I feel like the main term for skaters is probably sacking a rail, which is just putting your legs right over it. I think that's probably the most normalized term. Also, the best ones all kind of rally around falling.
Okay, all right, there you go. So yeah, you've got a bunch. You guys, listen. Let's be honest, man. You speak a different language sometime when you guys are out there on the boards.
Yeah, well, 110%, 110%.
Jagger Eaton with us here on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz. But when I told Casey today that you were coming on, he was like, "Hey, that's sick." So we're glad to have you on, man. So appreciate you doing that.
I did say that, yeah.
You looking forward to coming to Jacksonville?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The last street league I competed in was a Super Crown out here, and it was just an ecstatic crowd. It was an amazing environment. The park was awesome. And, yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be in the arena. It's back in the arena July 16th to 17th. It's going to be unreal.
What's the difference there? This was outside, and the setting was cool, and I remember seeing it all, and we built it up. But now in the arena, does that change your game as like a competitor, or does it feel different? What's that like from your view?
Well, I love arenas just because, it puts a lot more pressure on the competitors. I love that. It kind of puts the emphasis on all the competitors hitting, and it also brings back to SLS glory days in the arenas with Rob Yernick announcing like the old days, like the way it used to be, and now back into arena. It just kind of livens the vibe a little bit.
Casey, go ahead. You got a question for Jagger?
Yeah, Jagger, you've been famous a long time, right? And you're only 21 years old, right? So how does someone growing up pretty much famous their whole life, how do you deal with that and become still a pretty good person?
I would even say I'm relatively famous compared to the people I know in LA that are just surrounded by it constantly. But I really think that where my heart lies is at home with my family in Arizona. That's kind of where I always go back to ground myself. I stay really close to them. And also, I don't think there's anything more humbling than skateboarding. I mean, skateboarding will constantly teach you lessons. It's all about falling and getting back up. And, you can't never underestimate the power of your skateboard. I mean, I actually just concussed myself 2 days ago and gave myself 9 staples in my head. So there's a good example.
Really? All right, give us more on that. Now you got me intrigued. I mean, first of all, thanks for still joining us a couple of days later.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe we should take advantage of this if you're still concussed. We should get the tell-all stuff out of you. But how did it happen? And seriously, how are you feeling?
Yeah, it honestly happened just out of nowhere. It was just an accident. I was doing the trick all day, and unfortunately, I made a dumb decision to take my helmet off, and I paid the price. But again, I mean, that's just a normal thing, right? I was doing that trick all day, and then a fluke happened, and I kind of over-rotated and just slapped my head. And, it is what it is. It's unfortunate that it happens, but, skating's that way.
You guys get so good. It brings up an interesting dynamic here. You get good at what you do, but it's still a dangerous thing. Do you sometimes relax yourself to be like, I've done this 100 times, I've done this 1,000 times, but you almost forget that it's dangerous?
Yeah, well, it's honestly just like it's a battle with your mind. That's what skating's about. I feel like what keeps it really interesting is how risky it all is. I mean, all of us out there are still afraid, right? We're all still afraid, but at the same time, it's not that we're afraid of landing a trick under pressure or landing a trick out in the streets, but realistically, if we were to fall, it's honestly a big injury. So you're kind of doing a violent dance out there.
Yeah, and Jagger, when you talk about the injuries, obviously you just touched on some, but when you were in the Olympics, obviously you come home with a medal, but you were dealing with an injury over there as well, right? Yeah,
my ankle was broken. I had 2 minor fractures in the front of my ankle and the back of my ankle, and then 95% of all my ligaments in my left ankle were torn.
Dang.
And you still won a medal, man. That's incredible.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, skating just teaches you that. It just gets you comfortable with skating with pain. I mean, there's just so many life lessons in skating that I feel like nowhere else in life really teaches you, you know?
Do you listen, I mean, I'm not sure you get enough credit for that sometimes, right? We think of tough guy sports, right? I mean, you think of football comes to mind, and maybe it's a hockey or something like that. But from the danger zone to a toughing it out, like, I mean, because you're not actually like slamming into walls and purposely spilling, if you will. I don't think people look at it that way, but they probably don't understand that when you guys are competing, even at the elite level, you're probably playing hurt to some degree.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're always playing hurt, you know, and at the same time, you know, pads and turf sound really nice. Concrete is 100% undefeated, and that is scientifically proven. So, yeah, I mean, I'm never one to gloat about that. I'm never one to put myself in that situation because I never want to manifest that again. You know, like the fact that I had to compete my first Olympics with a broken ankle, you know, was unfortunate, and I honestly didn't even have my fair share of being able to win it. You know, I was in a situation where I had to do exactly what I came to do, and I couldn't really let out some new tricks I've been working on for that day. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm stoked on a medal. I'm stoked to get USA up on the podium.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Jagger Eaton with us here, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. And, of course, the Street League Series coming to the championship tour, coming back to Jacksonville in July inside the arena, July 16th, 17th. So make sure you get your tickets for that. It's coming up in a little bit more than a month. You know, we have Tony Baselli in town who has played for the Jags. He just is going into the Hall of Fame in August, and like the price of even talking to him now goes up like a lot just because he's a Pro Football Hall of Famer, which is great for him. When you get an Olympic medal in your sport, does like, I'm not asking you really financially, but do you like hit another level in your stardom, if you will?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, the Olympics are a life-changing occurrence for everybody, you know, and especially getting on the medal, being a part of the first team, you know, even mentally and physically for my own self, it gave me so much more self-confidence and belief in my own. But again, for the fame and for the financial situation, it kind of changed my whole life and my family's life, and that's honestly just it's so crazy to even think about it now.
Hey, Jagger, when Brent doesn't even know this yet, but when you called me just a couple of minutes ago, you said you were in Jacksonville and you said you loved it. So Brent, he loves our city. He's happy to be here. That's exciting.
So we do too.
Yeah, Jacksonville's a great place, and he says he loves it. But you've had some success in Florida before, right? So when it comes back to the event in Jacksonville, you're not going to shy away from showing out in Florida once again like you did in Tampa Pro, right?
Oh, absolutely not. No, I love Florida 100%. I grew up competing here my whole life. My first real victory in amateur skating was Tampa Am, and then my first big pro win was Tampa Pro, and then my first street league win was in Jacksonville also, and it was Super Crown. And I absolutely love competing in Florida, and I will leave it all out there in that arena. That's 100%. That's 100% true.
StreetLeague.com, by the way, for tickets to that July 16th and 17th, and you're throwing out the first pitch at the Jumbo Shrimp game tonight, right?
Yep. I'm throwing tonight the Jumbo Shrimp game.
You got a good fastball or what?
I'm going to throw a little four-seamer. I'm 100% going for heat. I am not going for accuracy. I'm going to throw that thing as hard as I can.
I can't believe – by the way, I'm like impressed that you didn't cancel this. You got a concussion, staples in your head, and you're still coming out to throw the first pitch here in Jacksonville, man. I mean, that's impressive.
Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna shy away from a challenge. You know, if I get this opportunity, I'm 100% gonna do it.
All right, last one for you, and then we'll let you go. And I appreciate you taking the time. Jagger Eaton with us. Actually, two things. Is there a Mick Jagger connection here? Like, how were you named Jagger?
Yep. My name came from my parents' first date.
Okay. Good deal.
Yep,
that makes sense. I mean,
Rolling Stones.
Yeah, I kind of could figure that out. I mean, I figured there was something there, which is kind of cool. And it is a cool name. Perfect for, like, your sport, too. It just feels like it fits. You know, you're 21. You know, skateboarding's cool. You do some stuff. How much is, like, the Tony Hawk kind of success from a financial standpoint and fame standpoint? When did that hit, like, it might motivate you to be even better at the sport? Because you can do it for a living. Like, you know, when I was a kid, nobody was thinking about doing skateboarding for a living. Now you can seriously do it for a living and make good money.
Yeah, I think the best thing about what Tony did is that he proved that skateboarders can pave their own way, right? They can pave their own way in their own outlet. And at the time when Tony was coming up, there was a time where skateboarding contests and skateboarding was dead. and it resurrected itself. And that's kind of what is happening now. The Olympics it's now a possibility to compete for your country. You have tours like SLS that are now in arenas that make it important, that make it a big deal. And I feel like the biggest thing I'm going to take from Tony is that I'm going to pave my own route. I'm going to do my own way financially and mentally, and hopefully be able to leave a mark for the youth.
That's good stuff, man. Wish you the best of luck when you're back here in a month, July 16th, 17th at the arena. StreetLeague.com for tickets. And good luck throwing out that first pitch tonight. But get well. Be healthy, all right?
Most definitely. Thank you. And get ready to see that pitch on SportsCenter.
Or at least on Action Sports Jax tonight on CBS 47, Fox 30. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right, that's Jagger Eaton, fun guy. Always fun catching up with the skateboard guys, man. They got a ton of personality and pretty cool. Again, July 16th and 17th will be the Street League skateboarding tour, and it kicks off in Jacksonville. You can get your tickets, StreetLeague.com. And tonight, if you're at the Shrimp game, check out that fastball. He's throwing a four-seamer. As you know, Casey, you can control that four-seamer a little bit better.
Yeah, you got some control. Probably not going to run off on you, but he said he's going to throw it as hard as he can, man. We're going to see. I'm going to tell the boys down there, get the gun working early. We need to know what that speed was.
He's got staples in his head from like 2 days ago.
Bro, he's built different. He won a bronze medal with a broken ankle. He's built different.
I mean, that's crazy. That is crazy. Like, he's not. If you had a UFC guy going out there, I'd be like, okay, that's cool. But you just don't think of it that way from a skateboarding standpoint.
It's nuts.
Those guys really are tough. All right, we got to go. We're way late. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Live from Davoli's House of Cards. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Happy anniversary to them. Put their experience to work for you. Discover how good your water can be with a new Connecticut softener and drinking water system. I've had mine for a handful of years now. Absolutely love it at the house. Connecticut's twin tank, non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Call today and save hundreds, even thousands on a complete home solution for city and well water. Financing available with approved credit. And because the professionals at CGC Water are committed to being your go-to water experts, you can trust their master plumber with all your plumbing needs as well. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Right now, you can take advantage of the $75 drain cleaning special. Call for details. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Ring the bell, wrestling fans. The third annual River City Wrestling Con will slam into the Jacksonville Fairgrounds Expo Center on June 11th and 12th. This weekend event will feature personal appearances, autograph signings, live wrestling matches, live interviews from some of the world's best wrestlers, exciting vendors, artists, and more. Guests include Bret the Hitman Hart, Booker T, the Hardy Boys, Kevin Nash, Diamond Dallas Page, and more. For tickets and information, head over to RiverCityWrestlingCon.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage? Keep your engine at its best with clean oil from Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic. Got an older vehicle? Use Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic High Mileage. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of either with an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for $36.99. Get what you need for better fuel efficiency at any of our 6,000 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Loyalty restrictions apply.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-826-9895. That's 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine Studios. This is Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau.
When you look at Aaron Rodgers right now, I like Aaron Rodgers. 6 months ago, he annoyed the hell out of me. Right now, I like him. 6 months from now, other people are going to like him. 6 months after that, some more people are going to like him. If you think about it, because Aaron Rodgers sees the benefits down the line of becoming a likable guy. You know how many people disliked Tom Brady several years ago? People like Tom Brady now. Tom Brady just got $375 million on a 10-year deal from a television network. Aaron Rodgers wants to be in television. He ponied up and tried to get the Jeopardy job. And now, all of a sudden, he's in a position where he can be likable. And people will start to look at him differently. He knows that.
Keyshawn Johnson this morning on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Max Kellerman, Jay Williams each and every day. And you can tune into us, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690, 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. And then right after this, Action Sports Jax OT, Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton. And right into the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp with Jagger Eaton. We'll throw out the first pitch tonight.
Yeah.
And we are live from Davoli's House of Cards. We do this on Wednesdays. Come down here and hang out, which is always fun. So come on down. Say hello. We'll be here until 6 o'clock here on a Wednesday. In the summertime in Jacksonville, we'll talk more football in a moment. We've got this Live Golf and PGA Tour situation happening, and that's seemingly a big deal. I just thought it was interesting to hear that Aaron Rodgers stuff. And more on the Tom Brady, really, like, there's like a flag that goes up, right? Like when he says Tom Brady likable. And we've talked about this on the show before, so we know, like, there's a dynamic here where Tom Brady did make himself more likable as a player. And I think he would have done that regardless, because I think he got away from the Patriots organization. And it's not like we should, like, hate everybody that plays for the Patriots, but from a sports fanatical standpoint, I think people do that. Like, I think we get tired of those teams. And so you get to a point where I hate the Patriots.
Yeah.
Like, myself included, right? And I'm not even, like, the biggest of fans. But, and by the way, even though I'm from up there, I always have to remind people, like, I'm not a Patriots fan. But I got tired of the Patriots. I was fatigued on the Patriots. I like new blood. It's one thing to go 3 or 4 years. It's got me a little down on Golden State right now. I know they haven't been there 2 years, but 6 out of 8, I mean, come on, give me something else. Like, I'm more that guy than I am dynasty guy, I guess. And it's okay if you're a dynasty guy. Like, I understand it, but I'm just saying I like the new blood and fresh nature of other teams being in there and storylines. So that's probably why, right? It's probably my business. I like they'll do the same story over and over. And if you're covering Golden State, well, you've done the similar story for 8 years. It basically is my point.
Yeah.
New England kind of got into that too. It was Belichick, it was Brady. It was Belichick, it was Brady. It was like, gosh, even if you covered New England, you got tired of Belichick and Brady.
Except that one game they had Antonio Brown. They were probably wild in that day.
They probably were. But it gets back to the likability for Aaron Rodgers. And I hear what Keyshawn's saying a little bit. And it's almost like we were talking – we've been talking a little bit today. We talked to Deshaun Watson from a sports perspective point of view, like a fan point of view with the Cleveland Browns. Or if he was in, like, our city or our team, or how would you feel? A little bit like the PGA Tour and Live Golf, like, this money, it feels like dirty. And we don't like that as sports fans, at least at the forefront of it. Eventually, we may come around if our guy or our team or whatever wins, and then we don't care about anything else. It's like there's no middle ground here. It's like we don't feel comfortable, and then we're like, who cares? Win, baby, right? I mean, it's a weird thing. But I do think, like, when players like Aaron Rodgers, when he was going through that, I don't know if I'm going to play, I don't know if I want to be in Green Bay, like, didn't that make him a little bit feel like a villain?
Yes.
And now there's also part of he was doing all the stuff on McAfee's show and the vaccine stuff and everything else that kind of polarized him anyway. But I'm just strictly talking sports now. That I think when, like, again, we don't like that. It's like, hey, Aaron, you're making like $40 million. You know how many people would love to be making $40 million? And you're complaining about, like, your situation, like it's not good enough or this or that. Like, whether he's right or wrong, and he probably principally could be right, what I'm saying is, as sports fans, we don't like that. Like, I don't think we don't want to think it from his angle. We're just like, you sound like a baby and you're making $40 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, am I right there?
Yeah, I think so.
And so, like, I get what Keyshawn's saying a little bit. I don't think it really, maybe the vaccine stuff and all that conversation from last year, maybe that has to do with some of it. But I think it's a little bit, like Aaron Rodgers basically has come out and said, I'm going to retire a Packer.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably where the root of this comment came from.
Correct.
And, like, now I think that makes us feel better. In a sense. And by the way, even to the traditionalist sports fan, where nobody retires in the same uniform anymore.
Very rarely, yeah. So,
like, I do think there is a value to that. I don't know if it's a monetary value. I don't know if it's a player should even care about that value. So I'm not sure I totally agree with Keyshawn on, like, I think he wants to be likable or he's really trying to be likable. I'm not sure if that is the case. Like, did Tom Brady really try this? Was this crafted? Was it manipulated? Manufactured? Like, I'm not sure it was.
I don't think it's manufactured, but when you go from 0 to 100, you realize something's up.
Yeah, I think in my view, maybe there was a little bit of this, like, manufactured and saying, hey, man, I'm going to get myself out there and have some fun, right? You got to choose to have some fun. Derek Jeter, we just talked about a couple of weeks, I think it was last week on this show.
Yep.
Derek Jeter, he's on Twitter now. Like, okay, you have to make a commitment to say, I want to be on Twitter. Did Derek Jeter just get bored and say, I want to be on Twitter? Well, I guess there was this whole fan story around it, but he still has to, like, commit to it and be a part of it. And so there is a bit of a concerted effort to say, hey, here I am. This is me. But I also think, like, my view of it was like the Patriots were holding that back on Tom Brady. You know, like, I didn't necessarily feel like Tom Brady was holding it in. I felt like that culture, that machine, held it in.
True.
And I think Brady then just had to be Brady after a while. And I've said this before, like, you get comfortable enough. Tom Brady's comfortable enough where it doesn't matter what he does. Like, he had done so much he couldn't hurt himself. So he can say or do almost whatever he wants. I mean, within reason, right?
Sure.
But, I mean, he can get obliterated in a Super Bowl parade and nobody cares.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
It's celebrated.
True.
Like, and not every athlete can do that. Like, Antonio Brown can't do that.
It's a good call.
So, I guess it's just an interesting deal with Aaron Rodgers. Sure, does he maybe becomes more likable because he's now settled out of the soap opera, if you will. He was immersed in this soap opera of, am I going to stay? Am I going to go? Do I have enough power? Are they not taking offensive guys in the first round? They picked a backup quarterback. Like, and now it feels like, okay, he got paid. They're on the same page. Jordan Love, who is he? Who cares who he is? I'm going to now retire a Packer. I'm cool. And now that you're cool and you're good and you're fine with your standing, I think the only pressure really on Aaron Rodgers now to act a certain way is to get another Lombardi trophy to cement legacy. Because we're going to look at him as a bit of a failure, in a sense, if he only gets one.
Oh, 100%.
Because he's too damn good to just get one, it feels like. And they've been too damn good, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think if you're Aaron Rodgers, you have to win again to, cement that legacy, to your point. I think in terms of the quote, obviously, and the needs to be liked, I don't think Aaron Rodgers needs to be liked. But I think, like, low-key, Aaron Rodgers is likable. Like, he has personality. He's not really afraid to say things. He, goes on Pat McAfee and he talks and you learn more about him. And then the match, you hear what he has to say. He's like the best way I can describe it. He's low-key likable, right? You just got to get past some of the other stuff. And if he's going to help us get past some of the other stuff, like the arrogance and all that, then, hey, you know what? Maybe this guy is likable and we can like this guy. And if he's calling games, great. And if he's doing Jeopardy, fantastic. I think he's getting to that point. But I think there is a little bit of that there, except he's done himself no favors until recently to make us like him.
Yeah, on a variety of things. And again, he brought into he wasn't afraid to talk about other things that then kind of like LeBron James, until he talked about social issues, whether you agreed with him or not, really didn't have a lot of detractors. I always say this about LeBron James, like if the only thing LeBron James you could criticize him about was like the building of teams and the decision and how he held it and where he held it, it's like, really? Like that's all you got?
Must have had a pretty good career then.
That's a pretty damn thing for like the most talked about athlete on the planet.
Yeah.
Or one of, right? So now what he did is he got involved with social issues a little bit more, and therefore the nature of those topics sometimes draw lines in the sand, and now you've got people that cancel him out or don't like him or really on his side, whatever it is, and you bring that into play, which, by the way, I think that's enviable too, to put yourself in a vulnerable spot.
Sure.
Like that. Like I'm not saying I agree with everything, like from an Aaron Rodgers to a LeBron James, but like there is an enviable nature to that with that platform to put yourself out there like that.
Yeah.
Because it's a vulnerability in a sense, and you don't have to do that. And I'm always reminded years and years and years and years ago about Tiger Woods, how many people wanted him to immerse himself in those discussions. And by the way, I think that was a landscape where you could get away with it a bit more without social media and everything else, and people wouldn't just absolutely crush you if they didn't agree with you. Now we're in a landscape from a political standpoint, from a social media standpoint. Like if they don't agree with you, they will absolutely just denounce you.
Yeah.
And so I do think there's an enviable nature to it. Whether you agree with them or not, I think it's two different things. But and that leads us into this next discussion in a moment about Jack Del Rio. But let's put a bow on Aaron Rodgers because I asked this question. Is his career – let's go back to that. How disappointing is his career as if he wins just one Super Bowl? When did that Super Bowl come? Was that 2009?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
That sound right?
Yeah.
2009 or 10, something like that? And won the Super Bowl for – like even as Tom Brady is labeled the GOAT, even as Tom Brady is winning more Super Bowls, and Tom Brady's going from the Patriots to Tampa and still throwing 4,300 yards and all these touchdowns and still terrific. Most everybody in the league would say the most gifted player is Aaron Rodgers.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah. 2011, by the way.
It was 2011. Okay.
Yep.
So he plays 3 more years. That's 2022, 3, 4. Let's see. He retires in 2024 at the age of 41. He's got all these records, man. He's got this brilliance highlight reel, these Hail Marys. He's played in Green Bay all his career. He's been to NFC championships, and he's won a ton of games, and the touchdowns and the picks, and again, just amazing. But he's only got 1 Lombardi.
Yeah,
how disappointing is that? Remember now, Dan Marino, who I believe is one of the greats of all time, that will never get credit for being one of the greats of all time as much because he didn't win a Super Bowl. But to me, it doesn't take anything away. He was still unbelievable. How much will we put on this for Aaron Rodgers of not winning more than one?
I'd say disappointment out of 10. I'd give it at least a solid 9, maybe 9.5, potentially higher because, like you said, Brent, he's so talented. And I think the one thing about Aaron Rodgers that you can't deny is he makes it look so simple. Like he can flick his wrist and throw a perfect spiral in between defenders. Like it is incredible the talent that this man has. And the records that he has are well deserved. He's thrown for a lot of yards. He's thrown a lot of touchdowns. A lot of them been to Devontae Adams, which won't happen anymore. But you get the point I'm trying to make. I think obviously you can't win by yourself, but if you're this great, you have to win. And like even he has to win 2, right? He has to get 1 more. But to be honest, I think even if we say he got 2, it's still disappointing because how great he's been. So I think he's in a very tough spot, but you cannot end your career with just 1 and be that great. So I think the disappointment level to me is a 9.5 because of the talent that you know he has.
Let me ask you this, just in this context then. If Peyton Manning limped home to his 2nd Super Bowl, right? 2nd.
Yes.
He had 2.
Correct. He won with the Colts.
But if he didn't, we don't think differently of Peyton Manning. Like, I think Peyton Manning's an all-time great. I don't think he had to win that. In fact, I got to give him some credit for that. But I was on the heels of the defense, and That was a kind of a Manning that almost we didn't want to watch half the time playing. We wondered at times during that year if they were better, I think, with like Brock Osweiler coming in.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm not sure I remember the conversation of disappointing career if he had just had one because we knew his greatness. We knew what he had done for Indianapolis. We knew he was in it all the time. We knew he was kind of the Phil Mickelson of the Tiger Woods era where he was playing against Belichick and Brady to get to it. Like, why? So maybe we won't about Aaron Rodgers. Like, we understand how brilliant he is. We understand all the things you just said. We see the numbers and the stats. Like, maybe we won't think it's as disappointing as maybe we think it looks right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I think, yeah, does Peyton really lose anything if he doesn't win that Super Bowl? Probably not. But I don't know. To me, it's just different. Maybe it's because I feel like I've seen every single throw Aaron Rodgers ever made, and when Peyton Manning was at like the height of his career, I was 4. So there might be that part of it, right? I might not understand that part of it. But I just think when you come – now, granted, Brett Favre also was a bit underwhelming, right, in terms of championships. So I think – when you come off that, but I think what Aaron Rodgers has done in front of the microphone, right, and talking and doing these things that we just talked about, you expect them. I think you just expect them to be better because of what Aaron Rodgers is saying. So I think it's just surprising that when you look back on it, this guy only has one. I think that will be a thing, mostly because of the world that we're in, right? Peyton Manning, as far as I understand it, they never drafted a quarterback to take his place, but he also didn't criticize the move. Granted, it didn't happen, but when Aaron Rodgers is criticizing these moves, you got to think, okay, you're opening yourself up for something like that, and it's like, hey, just go win then, and you won't have this problem. I think people have been able to say that about Aaron Rodgers, just go win, and he hasn't done it.
Do me a favor before we go to break. Pull up Peyton Manning numbers. I've got Aaron Rodgers' stats. And the question I ask here, like, win or lose another one. Let's just say he gets another one. So they've got 2. Mm-hmm. Where's the place in history? Like, you can't do this with Brady. Brady's the GOAT.
Correct.
Is Peyton – where do we rank Peyton versus Aaron in history? And this is an interesting discussion because I think we would rate Peyton over Brett Favre, right? Well,
yes.
In Green Bay, in Wisconsin, we've asked Austin this question before. I think people would rank Favre ahead of Aaron Rodgers. But that's like a hometown thing. Like, that's a feel thing. I don't know. Like, is Manning – is this not even a conversation?
So, I mean, I got the numbers. You got yours?
I've got numbers too. So, how many games, career games? 213 games now for Aaron Rodgers.
266.
Okay, so what's that about? He's got to play. If he plays 3 more seasons at 17 a pop, he'd be right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that'd be 264 games if my math is correct. Okay, completion percentage, I don't know if that matters as much, but 65.3.
Really?
Yeah.
So is Peyton's.
That's wild. 55,360 yards. I got to believe Peyton has more.
71,940.
Okay, but again, now we're talking 3 more seasons at 4,000 a pop, so we're up to 68,000. So he's off by 3,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
449 touchdowns, and again, if I project this 3 years, we're probably talking about 30 touchdowns. Well, let's just stay safe. We'll go 25 touchdowns a year. That's 525 touchdowns.
Peyton has 539.
Okay. We're kind of on board here. 93 interceptions,
which
by the way, is what Peyton had like his rookie year.
Yeah, so that's one that he won't catch because Peyton has 251.
Wow.
That's insane.
That's alarming.
Yeah.
I mean, that is alarming.
Like, he doesn't turn it over, man. That's part of his greatness. He just doesn't do it.
Greatness. I mean, that is unbelievable. Just out of let's throw another number in here, and I don't know if this matters much, but sacks 498. Can you find that?
Yeah. 498?
Yeah.
303.
Really?
Yeah.
That surprises me.
Jeff Saturday and the boys, you know?
I know. But he didn't want to get hit, so he got rid of the ball.
Oh, that's true.
But still, that does surprise me. I didn't think Aaron Rodgers would have as many, but if you're a scrambling guy, sometimes you create your own sacks, True. I don't know if that number should matter, by the way. It's just.
And that's one thing, obviously, that Peyton doesn't have. I don't see him here, but, like, Aaron Rodgers has ran for some touchdowns, Yeah,
well,
he has been able to move around and make plays.
Yeah, rushing-wise. Let's see if I can get to it's going to be in a different column, unfortunately, here. Hold on. Hang with me here. Touchdowns, 34 touchdowns rushing.
Yeah. Peyton, ironically, is 18. Would you believe that?
Yeah, probably sneaks, yeah. So, All right, let me. So 4-time MVP, I think, is Aaron Rodgers. If I've got that right.
Peyton has 5.
Okay. Let me just make sure. Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP, 4-time most valuable player, 4-time All-Pro. How many of those? And 10-time Pro Bowl. I got to believe Peyton's more on both of those.
14 Pro Bowls, 7 All-Pro.
Okay. Pretty interesting discussion, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's close.
And again, 4-time MVP, he could get another. I mean,
it's likely. I think he's won 2 in a row, right?
He's won 2 in a row.
Yeah.
He's playing the best football of his career. So, I mean, just that's pretty wild. That's the landscape of what we're talking about. I mean, I don't know where Peyton Manning, like most people have Peyton Manning in the history of the game. I mean, top 5 quarterback?
Probably.
Right?
Probably.
Got to believe.
Yeah.
Got to believe. They got him top 5. I don't know. It's funny. That's like a list I don't look at very often.
Yeah.
But like a guy like Johnny Unitas would be really high on that list, even though like we don't feel it, like this younger generation. But like I think he would really be high on that list. People would say like a Terry Bradshaw. Well, Bradshaw's not as high on that list as you think. Like I mean, his 4 Super Bowls carry weight, but really the second guy on the list is Joe Montana.
Correct.
But after Joe Montana, like where's the list? Like, where's Drew Brees on it? Where's Brett Favre on it? Where's Steve Young on it? Where's John Elway on it? Where's Dan Marino on it? Where's Peyton Manning on it? Where's Aaron Rodgers on it? But, I mean, that's the kind of conversation we're having. And I would think, like, I didn't see my responses. When I put that out there, like, I really wonder if I put it on a vote. Yeah, Stevie says, not even close. Manning by far. If we're talking about Peyton, yeah, I probably should have clarified that. But, and I think that would be the feeling. But I'm not so sure that's the case, is my point here.
So then let me ask you this. So I got the Drew Brees numbers, and they're, relatively comparable to Peyton's, right? The touchdowns and the yards. The record is not comparable, but the interceptions are comparable. He only won once. So do we think less of, for this argument that we're making for Aaron Rodgers, if he only wins one, do we think less of Drew Brees because he only won one?
Yeah, I don't think we do.
Even though he threw for 80,000 yards.
Yeah, I don't think we do, but I also think, like, it's weird with Brees. Brees is a great story, but I feel like we take a little credit away from Brees in the landscape of great quarterbacks of all time, and not by a lot here. I mean, I'm talking very marginally, but I don't think we even measure. Like, I would say this, hands down, I think Peyton Manning's a better quarterback than Drew Brees. I would say Aaron Rodgers, hands down, I think is a better quarterback than Drew Brees. I don't know if that's right, but I say that and I think that because I feel like Brees was a nature of a system.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving all the credit to the system. Brees was brilliant. But I also think he compiled some of those numbers because of, like, that system.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't think we feel that way about Manning or Rodgers or Brady or guys like Montana and Marino, but I feel like we feel that way a little bit about Brees. And, again, I might be wrong. I might be reading it wrong. But I feel like we look at it almost in that sense.
It's interesting because, I mean, just looking at this, I mean, I can tell you Drew Brees threw for more yards, more touchdowns, less interceptions, and a higher completion percentage than Peyton Manning. All the main stats, he's better. Except QB record. It depends on how you feel about the record. The Peyton Manning record is nowhere close to the Drew Brees record. But
and by the way, like, did he ever win an MVP?
No. He won Super Bowl MVP.
See, doesn't that feel like it says something? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That would be a little bit of my defense. And again, this sounds awful because it sounds like I'm hammering Brees. I'm not. Brees is brilliant, but I just don't know if. Again, I don't think we put him in that category of like the greats. In part because of that right there. Like, can you be one of the greats of all time if you were never the best player in the league?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a fair conversation. I will say the year he completed 71% of his passes, 5,000 yards, and 46 touchdowns says, hey, bro, where's the trophy?
Yeah.
Right?
I tell you, he is a little bit like Rodgers in the sense of we feel disappointment because of their postseason really bad luck at times. But their postseason disappointment, like they had that 3-year run where it's like, I feel like they should be in the Super Bowl. They should be in the Super Bowl. They should be in the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers just went through that. MVP should be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Should be in the Super Bowl. He's not. And so there's almost like this likeness to those two because of that. All right, we got to take a break. We'll wait. Late Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Some of this conversation in a roundabout way gets us from a likability standpoint to what Jack Del Rio said today after what he said yesterday, and that is raising a lot of eyebrows across the league and the sports world today. We'll get into that. DeVoley's House of Cards is where we're at here on a Wednesday. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly to partly sunny skies today. An isolated shower and thunderstorm developing early to mid-afternoon. Highs in the low to mid-90s inland and mid to upper 80s at the coast. Dry tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight down to the low 70s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Garrett Beedenball.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds.
Zero hassle, zero pressure, zero middleman. Just great deals only at Beard's Diamonds.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a free sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
It's where I take my family to play golf, and you can take yours as well. The Golf Club at Southampton. It's the home of the Action Sports Jax Dream 18, and it can be your golf destination. Enjoy your golf experience by calling 287-PLAY, 287-PLAY. Play some golf or maybe practice some golf at one of the newest facilities in the area. Grab some lunch or dinner, too. Southampton has it all. 287-PLAY for tee times and more. The Golf Club at Southampton, the home of the Dream 18. My home course. Make it your home course, too.
DIY alarm systems appear to be a solution for home security. They're cheap and simple to install, but there lays the problem. Cheap and simple. So simple to bypass that some news organizations recommend to not even put out their signs, and the cameras are just as bad. Don't be fooled by cheap and simple. Use the experts at SafeTouch Security. Every SafeTouch system has 5 layers of protection, starting with a SafeTouch sign. Crooks know to stay away from a SafeTouch house, followed by the SafeTouch cameras that use analytic technology that identifies boundaries and humans. This alerts the bad guys that they're on camera and being identified. Then the homeowner is notified immediately with a direct camera feed. Then entry alerts that notify Central Station before the bad guys even enter. At SafeTouch, we call it the Always On feature, the exclusive SafeTouch two-way communicator that gives a verified response that goes to the emergency authorities, providing faster response times. Finally, the SafeTouch Central Monitoring provides local UL-approved monitoring, unlike other alarm companies that try to monitor customers remotely from an employee's home. Call now for your free demonstration of the newest 5-star system today. State license number EF000233.
A new era is here for Jaguars football. New championship-winning coach, new superstars, and new optimism. One consistent this fall is Tailgaters Parking will still be delivering the very best tailgating experience at the bank all season. Tailgaters Parking doesn't just talk a big game. They're right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Offer clean, permanent restrooms, food options, a full liquor bar, and all parking spots are on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatorsparking.com to reserve your spot today.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Be yourself and bank your way at Community First. Get free checking with rewards, your paycheck deposited a day early, and free digital tools. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with expertise and tools with Windows 11 to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. To do more with a Latitude laptop, Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
You've got bugs. What's your move? A rattly can? Or a simple spritz?
Bugs near your kids and pet? Will it be ingredients you can't pronounce? Ew. Or essential oils? Bother the bugs, not your family. Zevo uses essential oils, which attack bugs' biological systems, so Zevo kills bugs, plus is safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo. People-friendly. Bug-deadly. Now at a store near you.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
I love using the game of golf as something to kind of help grow around the world. That's pretty much what we've done for the last 20 years. Be role models to kids. Try and use this game, like I say, as a force of good, really. So, we're not politicians. I know you guys hate that expression, but we're really not, unfortunately. And we're professional golfers. And if Saudi Arabia wanted to use the game of golf as a way for them to get to where they want to be, and they have the resources to accelerate that experience, I think we're proud to help them on that journey.
That's Graham McDowell, and he's really one of the few that would even jump into the conversation and not ignore it with the live golf stuff and the PGA Tour and this big story, which we'll get into a little bit more here in the next a little bit. We've got a shorter segment as we went along there.
Hey,
it's
Brett.
amazing. Yeah.
I got something.
What do you got?
For the shorter segment. Greatest moment of my sports radio career so far.
Just happened?
Highlight moment. Yeah, it just happened. Well,
did Jagger call back?
No, Jagger didn't call back. We haven't heard from Jagger again, but that's okay. It happened at 16:22:16. So that was
4:16.
4:22, 16 seconds. Okay? So not too long ago. Didn't see it till now. On YouTube, PR_Jaguar, I think 83 was the number. I went back and looked it up. He comments on the stream, or she, I don't know. Random, ? At Casey, how's the new Arby's burger? Brent, what a moment. I'm recognized for the person in town that eats Arby's. What a moment. I've never been
what does
so
that
happy.
stem from? Your show last week or something?
We talk about Arby's a lot on OT. Haven't talked about it in a while because we haven't done the show in a while because, I've been out, he was out, I was out, the same thing. But I've been known to talk about Arby's on the show. Free advertising. I'm not mad at it. I think people should go to Arby's. It's good food, right? But the fact that somebody has now recognized the fact that I am the Arby's supporter in town and then comments it on the feed when they get a new menu item makes me giddy. I'm excited. I'm happy.
I'm good for you. I was thinking of the menu items a little bit ago. Do you see these new Taco Bell places that are opening up, I guess? They look like
the restaurant, yeah.
Yeah, they look like a bunch of drive-thrus, right, in them?
Yeah.
Did I see that correctly?
Yeah, it looks like a bank.
Yeah, it looks like a bank, basically. But when's that whole Mexican pizza thing happening?
I think it happened.
Oh, did it already happen?
I think so.
Really?
I don't keep up with the Mexican pizza.
Yeah, I don't
like
either.
Others who used to work here.
Yeah. I mean, I thought
keep up with
that
Arby's.
day would be a big day on the show, but now that guy's not here anymore.
He didn't even call in. I didn't even see any tweets either, so maybe I'm blocked. I don't know. But anyway, to answer your question, the Arby's burger is okay. It's Arby's still, right? But the sauce is good. I think the sauce made the whole thing. So Arby's burger, not bad. If you're rolling around Jacksonville, you see a little Arby's. It's not a horrible option. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like it, but I'm biased a little bit. But it's not horrible. It's absolutely not horrible.
Oh, well, appreciate that. Thanks for that. And I'm glad for you. I'm happy for you. You had a moment.
What a moment.
Moments are big.
It's incredible, dude. Somebody recognized me for eating Arby's. What a moment.
I've got a question.
Is it about Arby's?
No.
Oh, boy.
A little more serious.
Okay.
Why would Jack Del Rio venture into the discussion he did?
Bored, maybe. Just wanted to talk about it. I don't know. I think, listen, when you're passionate about anything, right? It doesn't have to be sports. It doesn't have to be politics. It could be anything. I mean, this is a very poor example, Brent. I know it, but you're passionate about Ty and Kaylee playing sports, right? So we talk about it when we're not on the radio because it's something that you're passionate about. You love your kids. You love talking about your kids. And I listen to it, right? But I think when you're passionate about something, whatever it is, talk about it. And it might not be the best thing to talk about publicly, but if you feel a certain way about something, you talk about it.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting. First, he's coaching in Washington, right? And for the Commanders, he's defense coordinator along with Ron Rivera, and he's said some things over the years from a political landscape. I've seen him on Twitter, and more so, I think when he was out of the game a little bit. And again, I mean, you say anything politically these days. Heck, you try to say something that's apolitical, and it gets hammered. Like, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a really hard conversation to get into with, like, in a reasonable sense. But then, and that's just like from a very broad perspective, even still, even though I think the temperature is not like it was, maybe a year or two ago even, or in the last handful of years. It doesn't feel it as much for me. But I totally stay out of that world, so maybe it is as much. But anyway, Jack Del Rio commented and brought like the George Floyd and January 6th at the Capitol situations into play. And he tweeted about it. Well, of course, he got blowback. And then he talked about it today in news conference form, and the quote says, "I can look at images on the TV. People's livelihoods are being destroyed. Businesses are being burned down, no problem. And then we have a dust-up at the Capitol, nothing burned down, and we're going to make that a major deal."
Yeah.
And so this obviously comes from a very conservative viewpoint. Fair enough to say.
Yeah.
And so he's serious. He's really getting into politics here, because if you take this from a conservative viewpoint, then you're asking for the other side to disagree with you.
Correct.
In its just very simplest form. And there's a lot of things going on here. And then you could get it now. Of course, what everybody's going is like, that was a dust up.
Well, probably a little more than a dust up, right? They canceled Action News Jax at 5 that day.
Yeah, I think I think from our perspective, that was a story that was big enough to be viewed as more like, if you just take the politics outside of away, let's just take into the news medium world, okay? And in our world where we do news stories, that was a major story.
It was breaking news for sure.
For days, weeks, months, but that day especially, like, that was something nobody had seen before. To the point of it wasn't a dust, like more than a dust up.
A little more than dust up, yeah.
So if you get like the words, again, we can get into the words, and probably people are like, "Oh, what's a dust?" Like, that's not what I'm getting into here. What I'm attacking this at is, why would he go here, given his situation? Because now what he's going to, like, listen, the locker room is already a melting pot of different viewpoints, backgrounds, socioeconomic stature. Like, it's already like the most unique place you can get to.
Mm-hmm.
Not just in sports, it's a very unique place. Like, it fascinates me. And so now you're, like, when he's in a team meeting with some of his defensive players, as a defensive coordinator, does he lose respect to some people because they feel a totally different way? Like, that's where I'm coming. Like, why would you go here and bring this up, whether you're passionate or not?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it's
I think
a weird thing to do.
Dangerous place to be for Jack here.
Sure, yeah, it is. I think you're right on the money. I think the one thing that you absolutely can't control, you can control what you say, but you can't control how people feel. And if people are going to feel a certain way about what he said, they have the right to do so because he said it, right? Everybody feels a certain way about everything, is I guess what I'm getting at. And if you set yourself up in a situation for people not to like you, then I guess you kind of have to deal with the consequences, right? It's not as serious, but I told you I don't like Deshaun Watson. I don't like what happened. And there might be people that say, hey, you know what? I'm a Deshaun Watson fan. They might not like me anymore. That's fine. It's a lower scale than what we're talking about. But at the end of the day, that's just how it is. You set yourself up for something like that, you deal with the consequences, and Jack will have to do that. How did he get to that point, though? I really can't answer that because I don't know, but everyone likes to talk about what they care about, Brent, and that's, I guess, just what it is.
Yeah, there's like, see, like, I think there's my viewpoint on the whole, I shared it a little bit a couple of weeks ago, and it was coming off the tragedy in Texas, and I wasn't trying to get political at all. I just was saying, I mean, there's a right versus a wrong that enters my mind when we talk about, from a logic standpoint, when we talk about issues. And I'm so far removed from politics, and that's what I was trying to say. And this didn't go well for me, by the way, saying it on Twitter. Like, it didn't. Like, I was trying to say, nothing that would actually antagonize, yet it still went a way that I was like, whoa, where is this going?
Yeah.
But it actually, like, I had seen stuff for days and days, and I finally got almost like the emotions to kind of like, I feel like I got to say something here. And a lot of what I said, some of what I said, and this is where I just can't register with a lot of people, and I understand everybody has views, but because I'm so, like, remove myself from the political landscape, like, I think there's a fine line in our society today between being, this is me now, this is just my viewpoint, like, I feel like there's a fine line between being, like, brainwashed and being passionate.
Okay.
And so, and I'll say, I mean, I just say it all the time, like, more in private, that it's just, I can't believe, like, we can't see other sides better, you know?
Sure.
And without seeing fully one side or fully other side. And why we can't cross that path on some issues more than we do, but it's all got to be, let's be honest, usually one because of a letter D and one because of a letter R. And so, but you can't, like, Jack knew that this was going to blow up.
Likely.
Like, to me, this is where your views get it's more than passion is my point. Like, you get blinded by the reaction because of really your views to the point where you feel like you have to share it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a dangerous spot given the position he's in. Because, again, you're talking about a melting pot of different views that form a team. That he's in charge of a whole unit on that team.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a dangerous place for him to be now. When you and I don't know if there are ramifications inside. Like, I don't know if Jack cares about the ramifications outside, the noise, the comments, the this, the that. Like, maybe he just doesn't care. But I'm really just wondering from a position of how's this viewed in the building. And at least it's not, I guess, in the season, so it's not necessarily like a so-called distraction. But if this was like week 2 and he's saying this stuff, like, this would be what we would label as a distraction.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you can be distracted from OTAs or we feel that way. But it'll be interesting to see now if this resonates and sticks and lingers in Washington, in a place that already has had a myriad of issues for players to have to sidetrack. Does this become one? I don't know. Like, I don't know where this is going to be. Maybe players just don't care and it's just said what he said and it's over and then the rest of the world cares. Or Twitter cares.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, before we end this conversation, you remember earlier when we talked about the FCS and FBS and we don't know the difference and we don't care?
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought of another one during this conversation. Conservative and whatever the other one is, I don't know the difference and I don't care. I'm just being
Liberal.
honest with you. Yeah, I like you said it and you were like, right? And I was like, sure, yeah. That's kind of how I do it. I don't know the difference. I don't really care to learn. But I just thought I should throw that out there that is another one that I will avoid using either term as much as possible because I don't know which one's which.
Well, I'll take that a step further. Here's how far removed I am from politics. Liberal and conservative, I understand. I will hesitate to say left and right, though.
Yeah, not a chance.
Because I'm like, okay, which one was which?
Yeah, not a
chance. You know what I mean?
You won't catch me.
Serious. So to your point, like, I will hesitate to say now, liberal, conservative. I understand that, but I don't. Yeah, that's how far removed. Man, we just live in our sports bubble. It's a beautiful place to live.
I tell you what, I'm out here watching Belgium and Poland. That's all I know, Brent. That's all I know.
It's a beautiful place to live, man. It's a safe place sometimes. We respect other people's passions, though, but we also like to give you a break from some of those passions at times. Another controversial thing, PGA Tour Live Golf. Before we get to football at 5, let's give you an update on that, where that stands. I got a question. Could this help the PGA Tour? That's really my burning question. People think it's going to hurt them. Could it help them? We got that when we come back to Voley's House of Cards on ESPN 690.
Hi, this is Keith Gurr, president of American Window Products. We are Jacksonville's oldest replacement window company. We have been providing excellent service for over 38 years and still have an A+ rating. At American Window Products, we have helped over 36,000 homeowners, and we don't use subcontractors. Right now, we're offering a free installation on 6 or more windows, as well as a free energy package. Go to AmericanWindowProducts.com and click for an estimate. That's AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, we are the window professionals.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctors. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
Ring the bell, wrestling fans. The 3rd annual River City Wrestling Con will slam into the Jacksonville Fairgrounds Expo Center on June 11th and 12th. This weekend event will feature personal appearances, autograph signings, live wrestling matches, live interviews from some of the world's best wrestlers, exciting vendors, artists, and more. Guests include Bret the Hitman Hart, Booker T, the Hardy Boys, Kevin Nash, Diamond Dallas Page, and more. For tickets and information, head over to RiverCityWrestlingCon.com.
Hi there, I'm Mia. I'm Air.
You're Air?
Yeah, I just got out of the lungs of someone smoking a cheap little cigar outside a bodega. Oh, it was so smoky in there. And where there's smoke, there's
fire.
Cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, little cigars might taste sweet, but they still kill. I'm supposed to be helping people, not unhelping them.
You mean hurting?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm a bit of an airhead.
Little cigars are just as dangerous as regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At 303, we're always chasing perfection. Graphene nanospray coating changed the game for anyone who wants the ultimate protection in no time. Now the new Graphene Detailer takes it to another level. Use it to boost protection, shine, and slickness between washes. Level up your detailing game with Graphene nanospray coating and the new Graphene Detailer from 303. Available now at Advance Auto Parts, AutoZone, and select Walmart locations.
You can unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you can unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. Rocket.
Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
You want 8 of the flutes and onyx?
Giro's hand-blown glassware blows right off her store's shelves.
Check the back for more indigo bowls.
She needs an inventory manager to help keep her stock on lock.
These are 100% borosilicate. Those aren't. Hey, can someone check the temp on the kiln?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
O'Reilly. Get ready for summer vacation now at O'Reilly Auto Parts with up to a $15 gift card after mail-in rebate when you purchase select Superstart batteries. With the power, performance, and reliability your vehicle demands, Superstart batteries are made to deliver long life and consistent starts. Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jax on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
I don't know if annoyed or tired is the right way. I mean, it's just one of those things. I've thought a lot about it, and it's like, look, like, people are entitled to choose as they wish. You know, it's like, I don't dislike DJ now. I don't think he's a bad dude. I'm not going to treat him any differently. It's like, he's entitled to choose as he wish. And I think that the day and age that we live in now, it's just so negative that, I mean, you see it in everything, you know, sport, politics, whatever it is. It's like, if you disagree with someone, you just feel that you're entitled to, like, hate them and talk bad about them and just bash their decision, when everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
That is Justin Thomas talking about LIV Golf and Dustin Johnson's decision. We had Russell Knox on earlier today, and he talked a lot. I think it's hard for some of these players, or I think everybody knows what it is. It's a chase for the dollar. Is that right? Is that wrong? What does that money represent? That's another issue that's deeply tied to the Saudi League, to the defenders of the PGA Tour. Listen, I've been completely honest with you. We have the PGA Tour in our backyard. The PGA Tour is what I know. Like, I'm not like, hey, don't ever bring another rival league in. I'm not sure I like the way this is going and how it's being brought in, but it makes me think, can it work? Will it work? It also makes me think, on a real short segment here, Casey, like, I actually believe the PGA Tour can benefit from this. Like, I brought this up in our conversation to Russell Knox. Like, you go any street down 210 right here, you have Burger King and McDonald's not far. You have CVS and Walgreens that have purposely, like, put themselves right next to each other.
Right on the corner of Happy and Healthy.
That's what they do.
One of them. I don't know which one.
And guess what? They survive. They compete, and people go. And I have no idea who does better. Like, I don't know. But,
me neither.
Like, why can't both exist? Why does it have to be one? In our sports entities, it's always been one. It's the NFL, it's the NBA, it's Major League Baseball, it's NHL, it's golf, how we know it. I mean, could we get to a point where both compete and both actually blossom or get stronger or get better because they're competing?
Yeah, that's the part that I don't really get in this whole argument. Like, I don't know why there can't be both, right? I think competition is good. I think you've heard some guys say that. I know Rory said that. I think they both can live together. Like, I know that's just it hasn't happened, right? They haven't had to live with each other, but it can be done. And, like, competition might be good, and you'll see kind of how it plays out with guys moving back and forth and how they eventually handle it. But competition makes you better, so I think they can coincide and be fine. We'll see how it plays out, but I agree with what you're saying.
I think the PGA Tour, by the way, I really do, will benefit from this discussion and maybe even evolving its own to be better. They've got all the things in place. They've got the tradition, the history, the money, the players, the majors, the everything in place to maybe take, hey, you know what, that might be a good way to do business over here, and we're already in place. The only thing that makes this competitive right now are the deep pockets of the Saudi League to be able to play ball in that arena with money and therefore take some of the players away. Like, that is something we just really haven't seen in sport before that I can remember, where you're talking about a rival league jumping in. Like, the spring leagues start up, but the XFL and the AAF weren't saying, hey, we've got a gazillion dollars to be able to compete with you, and we're going to go take Aaron Rodgers and pay him $100 million instead of $40 million.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, there's just nothing like it. It's really odd to kind of parallel it. But I'm telling you, I think in the long run, we look up 5 years from now, I think the PGA Tour has benefited from this whole situation. Might be super naive, might be absolutely wrong. But I actually think competition can be a good thing, and I think they're in such a healthy standing that they shouldn't be as threatened as maybe some people feel. But it's okay to at least notice what's going on across the street at Walgreens or CVS sometime.
There you go. Got to see what's happening over there.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Football at 5 coming up.
I was at one of the kids' tournaments recently, and a coach was talking about recovery and the importance of it for athletes and really for all of us. So I told him about iCryo, cryotherapy, red light therapy, sauna, compression, and more in St. Johns County. They have a student-athlete package and new specials for Dad for Father's Day. iCryo in St. Johns County at the Pavilion at Durbin Park. Recover from your daily lifestyle or recover from an athletic event. Stop in, inquire about IV infusions and body sculpting treatment. Elevate your lifestyle at iCryo in St. Johns County.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is the most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against the harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. As they say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to your house, those cracks in the walls will cost you thousands if not repaired. Rhino Shield waterproofs your home with a coating that is 13 times thicker than box store paint. He has a Class A fire rating, is salt-air corrosive resistant, and comes in any color. Plus, with our 25-year warranty, you get a 100% non-prorated transferable warranty. Call Rhino Shield today, 904-519-5055, or visit us online. The bottom line with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint again.
Hi, I'm Pauline Savigny, owner of Grace Aerospace and a hyper-connected mentoring graduate of the Jacksonville Women's Business Center. Being a member of Jax Chamber and involved with JWBC has provided me with many great new relationships. Success doesn't come without strong support, and the people of JWBC have provided exactly that. JWBC furthers my confidence in that deliverance by providing a strong group of women business leaders to connect with, learn from, and lean on. For more information, visit jaxchamberfoundation.org.
A new era is here for Jaguars football. New championship-winning coach, new superstars, and new optimism. One consistent this fall is Tailgaters Parking will still be delivering the very best tailgating experience at the bank all season. Tailgaters Parking doesn't just talk a big game. They're right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Offer clean, permanent restrooms, food options, a full liquor bar, and all parking spots are on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatorsparking.com to reserve your spot today.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station. Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau.
We all understand what this team is. They're transitioning. They walked away from their franchise quarterback, borderline Hall of Famer, right? And they decided to start over with DK Metcalf as one of their leaders of not just the offense, but as the team, as one of their best defined players. The face of the franchise. They've been getting a discount on DK Metcalf ever since he's been in the league. Second-round draft pick, but he's giving you first-round production. So this year he's scheduled to make $4 million. He's saying, I'm not going to step on the field for $4 million.
That is some conversation about DK Metcalf, and that's Bart Scott, by the way.
Yeah.
I forgot I was supposed to name that tune.
Yeah,
name that guy. And DK Metcalf's interesting right now. Like, he's it feels like Deebo Samuel's out in San Francisco at minicamp. Aaron Rodgers came back from minicamp. Some of the disgruntled players are back. I think is Metcalf like the only guy not? Like, to miss mandatory minicamp, by the way, that means you're pretty ticked off.
I mean Baker, but they told him not to come.
Oh, yeah, good point, yeah. You might want to invite him back.
I would, but I wouldn't show up if I was Baker.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think DK is the only dude that's upset that's not there.
We'll get into it in a moment. Wanted to finish off a thought about the PGA Tour and this Live Golf stuff that goes tomorrow. I'd also remind you, Dream 18 show, sponsored by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors and Power Tee. We had earlier today Russell Knox on. He was really good on this stuff with some good insight and his feelings about it and how he's sticking on the PGA Tour and why he's not maybe taking a paycheck and going to the Live Golf, but other players are. And the news out today, Bryson DeChambeau. We've heard Ricky Fowler rumors, Patrick Reed. There's more and more names that you know that have played big roles in the PGA Tour's success going over there. I think we can argue, okay, how good are they now? Are they a threat each week? Are they at the top of their game? All these things, but you can't deny some of the branding and the name power that the Live Golf has been able to get. I just had this conversation with Casey earlier about, hey, this could be a benefit to the PGA Tour. They could reap some benefits out of all of this at the end of the day, and I'm not so sure they can't. I believe that. I think the PGA Tour is in such good shape that this is not like panic time. I think it's, hey, be aware of this, but it's not panic time. There's one element of the PGA Tour and the Live Golf stuff that I think could alter the scale. I don't want to give too much credit to the Live Golf stuff just because they're throwing money, but money talks in a lot of places, and that's real. We don't want to admit that, but it's real. And so if they have these deep pockets and money just oozing out of everywhere that they don't care about burning, then it's going to be a factor. It's a terrible business model right now. But if they're trying to squash the PGA Tour based on money alone, like, they're off to a halfway decent start, at least in their efforts.
True.
But I think there's a key moment here that changes the landscape one way or another, that shifts how much the PGA Tour should care about it or not. And that is the major championships. The major championships in golf are still royalty.
Mm-hmm.
Open Championship, U.S. Open, the Masters, and the PGA Championship. That's what you play for. Even if you're a young hotshot kid coming up, you want to win a major. If you're an old guy, you want one more. If you're Rory McIlroy, Justin Thomas, you want to keep adding to your legacy. So the majors still hold a ton of value. And I don't know if it's the death nail necessarily for the Live Golf stuff, but it certainly squashes any momentum if the major championships, which, by the way, the U.S. Open has said they're going to come out next week and they're going to allow people to play under the rules that they had, which makes sense because it's next week. But they could alter that in 2 weeks. And if the Masters, if the U.S. Open, if the Open Championship, and if the PGA Championship align with the PGA Tour after this summer and work against the Live Golf efforts, I think that's going to be a big blow to Live Golf. I think that could be a major move here. Now, if they open the door to everybody and count some of these events, and again, a lot of this is based on World Golf Rankings and Top 50, so that's a factor in here because that's how you get into the major championships. But keep an eye on the major championships. Like right now, it feels like just people talking and statements coming out. But I do think like the critical moment of this swing potentially, depending on what this looks like in a couple of months, will be the major championships and how they react to it. Not necessarily how the tour reacts to it. I think there is something interesting about that, but I think they've got to be careful. You can't ban people for life, most likely.
Probably not.
But you also have to be a little careful to say, yeah, we'll welcome anybody back, because then somebody will go get a money grab for a year and then come back to the PGA Tour. So you have to like probably put some stipulations in where it's like, yeah, you're out for 5 years. You go play in a Live Golf, like I don't know what it is. I'm just throwing it out there.
Sure.
Like you're out for 5 years or whatever it might be. But I don't think you want to close the door on people because all that does is antagonize and then make people mad and all that stuff.
Probably.
People like options, you know, especially if you're a superstar player. You like options. And the Ryder Cup already, Casey, is something that, like, these guys playing the Live Golf Tour can't participate in the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, they can't. I mean, Dustin was asked about it, and he was kind of like, yeah, it's unfortunate, but no, I can't play in it. So that'll be a blow to some of the guys. There's not many, honestly, that are going to have to worry about that for the next Ryder Cup, right? Dustin would be one of them. But on the European side, you probably have seen the better days of Lee Westwood and Sergio Garcia. So, yeah, it's going to be a blow for the younger American players that I think are interested. But what they really need is a pay-per-view LIV versus PGA Ryder Cup style.
Could get to that.
That'd be cool. Like, it'd be cool if like back in the day with wrestling, right, where they're against each other, but at the same time they're like kind of working together. Like, that would be cool.
Like, I think, well, I don't think that's going to happen, by the way.
No.
But I think that's an interesting thought, and maybe like where it could be kind of cool. Back to the Ryder Cup real quick. I think you brought up an interesting point. I look at this more from a European standpoint when it comes to Ryder Cup. Now, Patrick Reed's he likes that stuff, right?
Sure.
And I think he likes being in the middle of it. I'm not sure DeChambeau cares that much about everything else and that stuff. It kind of strikes me as a guy who cares just about himself.
Yeah.
And, I mean, whether wearing USA and all that stuff matters to him, I mean, I'm sure it does to some degree, but maybe not as much to some others.
He'd be fine wearing a jersey with his name on it.
Probably. Dustin Johnson, I kind of feels the same way. But I do think guys like Sergio Garcia and the Europeans, I think it really matters to them a lot. So that's what's interesting here. But you brought up a great point. The Lee Westwoods, the Graham McDowells, the Sergios might not ever make a Ryder Cup team again anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that point. I think it matters to him extremely, but I just don't think, like, Sergio maybe, because I guess he was on the last one, I'm pretty sure. But
he was, yeah.
I mean, you're probably not making the next one, especially with the new players you have up and coming. So, yeah, I think it matters more to the Europeans in terms of being able to play, but I think the United States will take the bigger hit because, what is that, 2? Was Reed on the team most recently?
Was he? I think he was.
Was he?
No, actually, I'm not sure.
You're looking at a minimum 2 from the team you just had that are gone now.
Yeah,
you'll be able to replace them, but still, that's,
But again, I would make the case. I'd make the case that as you look into the Ryder Cup the next go round, are Dustin Johnson and Patrick Reed even anywhere near the list? Like, Dustin Johnson's 13th in the world right now, so I guess he would be near the list.
I mean, I'm saying Bryson.
Oh, you're saying Bryson. My bad.
Mm-hmm. I think DJ would be there. I think he would, and I think Bryson's a lock because, look, I don't like the guy, but there's no chance he's still this bad in 2 years.
Yeah, and if he's healthy, he's probably not this bad, right?
Yeah.
Or he might have been the biggest fad going in golf.
Yeah.
Like, if he doesn't figure it out, like he might just prove that what he was doing is not sustainable.
True.
I mean, there is that possibility,
yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
And I wonder that. I wonder that before this even. I wonder that because I've seen him hurt. I'm like, I just wonder if he could sustain what he tried to do or if it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
From that standpoint. So anyway, I wanted to bring that up, wrap that point up about the majors. I think that's an interesting part. And by the way, I think it will be a huge part of this, of where it's kind of going, the momentum stall potentially Live Golf. So keep an eye on U.S. Open, Open Championship, PGA Championship, and the Masters at how they react to this. Maybe just as much as you keep an eye on the PGA Tour and how they react to it. I think that's one of the fascinating things going for this whole conversation that might reach a boiling point tomorrow.
We're going to find out.
Yeah, I had one person say, don't be surprised to see a statement tomorrow by the PGA Tour because that's when they finally put a tee in the ground. And once you put a tee in the ground, now you've played.
Yeah.
And now your ramifications will take place, right? If you just talked about it before you played, you can't really be punished, I guess, if you will, if there's some disciplinary action coming down at all, or rules and regulations coming down from the PGA Tour. Tomorrow might be the day, or Friday might be the day. For all that, we will see what happens. Brent Martin, Casey Kurtz, live from Davoli's House of Cards. We've got some deep sports issues today. Let's just talk some ball. How about that?
Okay.
I mean, too deep going. I mean, this is a Wednesday in the summer, man. We're talking about Jack Del Rio and his politics. We're talking about Deshaun Watson and his situation. And we've got a battle going on across the seas when it comes to golf.
Yeah, listen, you got to hit the hard-hitting topics, man. You didn't want to talk about Poland, Belgium. This is the third chance I've given you.
I'm not talking Poland, Belgium soccer.
I've given you plenty of opportunities. You just didn't take them. And we didn't even talk about the Lightning.
Unless there's some big brawl going on.
Nah, nobody fought.
So let's bring in Brian Middleton right now.
He wants to talk Poland, Belgium. He told me.
Yeah, right.
Brian?
Have you ever watched a soccer match front to back, Brian?
Orlando City.
Really?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
You did?
That had to be hard to watch.
No, I kind of got into it. So you guys know I did the updates for Orlando when I first broke into radio.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I had to follow Orlando City so I knew what I was talking about in the updates. And I was like, well, let me just watch a match. And I grew to respect soccer. I understood it wasn't just running back and forth. There's strategy to it. It actually is very engaging once you start figuring things out and you're like, oh, okay, this is what they're trying to do. This is why this particular, set is in right now. So, yeah, but that's the only one, though. I haven't watched, World Cup or any of these friendlies, none of that.
Man, I'd invite you to watch soccer that's actually good and not
the
Orlando
World
City.
Cup. The World Cup is exciting, though.
Yeah. What you mean?
I mean, that's the time to watch it. That's the most soccer I've ever watched is the World Cup.
Well, that's reasonable.
And when U.S. Men's and women's national teams, I think have both been in Jacksonville, so we've been there to cover it.
Yep.
So that's probably the most like on TV. I've watched a little here or there. Oh, actually, I should say I've been to 2 Fulham matches.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, and that was great.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
It's not bad. I mean,
so they're
it's enjoyable.
Yeah, it is.
You got to appreciate what they can do, man. They're running nonstop.
All right, let's talk some football.
Okay. I thought we were. Football.
Yeah, tomorrow we have Jags availability in a big-time way. Jags, Doug Peterson's going to put a bow on OTAs. Jags are also making coordinators available. Press Taylor, Mike Caldwell, Heath Farwell, the special teams coordinator. I should have a quiz, actually, right now, and you have to name – I give you the guy, you name what position he's coaching.
I wouldn't have got Heath.
Yeah, I know. Probably not. But you think he can do this?
No. Yeah.
Come on, I'll give you the guy.
All right.
You can teamwork it up.
All right, Brian.
Here we go. I mean, it's a new staff.
Yeah.
I honestly, if you give it to me the other way around, I'm not sure I've –
Nope. No, absolutely not. I prefer
the
this
other way. I'd be able to tell you everybody.
Yeah.
I think I'd be pretty close, but not maybe everybody. So I give you Phil Rauscher.
Phil is definitely going to be the linebackers coach.
No.
Okay.
Middleton, you got a guess here?
Say the name one more time.
Phil Rauscher.
Can I get it in a sentence? Phil Rauscher. Let's see.
Phil Rauscher will decide if this is a mid-tier position group in the NFL this year.
Oh, offensive line.
Ah, very good.
Yeah.
I gave you a nice screw. That was
right.
good. That was good. Mike McCoy.
Quarterback.
Yeah, that's very good. Quarterback's coach. I go Chris Jackson.
You know, the obvious one there would be running backs. LOL. Boom, boom.
I know. It feels like a, huh.
Feels like a huh.
No, I mean it's a very general name, but I'm thinking either running
Chris
back, wide
Jackson
receiver,
is
DB.
coaching.
Same. I'm thinking
the most intriguing position group on the team.
Wide receiver.
Very good.
Yeah, good job.
Look at us.
Let me give you an easy one. Bernie Parmalee.
Running backs.
Yes.
Oh, Casey. Okay.
Jim Bob Cooter.
Wait.
I know he's on the staff, but what?
I know.
He's not the offensive coordinator.
No, he's not.
But he's
Passing
dealing with
game. Passing
yeah,
game.
that's it. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Look at us.
Richard Angelo.
Richard Angelo.
Special
Or
teams.
should I say Richard Angulo?
Oh, that changes
didn't help.
everything.
Yeah.
I should probably know that. I would say it's probably Angulo, actually. I don't know why I read it like Angelo. But it might be. I think it's Angulo.
We got nobody left on offense. It's got to be defense, right?
Nope. You got something.
So on the offense. So what we
What
got
do we
running
not have?
backs, we
We
got
did
wide
that.
receivers, offensive line, passing coordinator,
tight ends.
Very
there you go.
good. Tight ends coach. I think Angulo played in the NFL, so we really should know that.
I feel like I should have known most of these, but we're doing okay.
All right, let's go to the outside, the other side. Tony Gilbert.
Tony Gilbert, without a doubt, is coaching the DBs.
We going with DBs? We're
No.
going with DBs.
No. Linebackers. I gave that to you. By the way, that's inside linebackers.
Dude, there's an outside linebackers coach?
Yes. His name is Bill Shuey.
I could have got that one. Shuey.
Feels linebacker-y.
Yeah.
They're going to get you here. How about Deshae Townsend?
Oh, say it again. Deshae Townsend? That's
Yeah.
a DB if I ever heard it. Now, I'm taking a wild guess, but that's a DB coach if I've ever heard a name.
I'll go with you.
That's pretty good. That's true. Passing game coordinator, by the way, on the defensive side of the ball, too.
Oh.
And cornerbacks coach.
Okay.
So there,
Nice.
so we have a cornerbacks coach. What about Cody Grimm?
Cody Grimm, without a doubt, coaches the safeties.
Very good. I tried to tee you up for that one. Okay?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you
Yes.
context clues.
It's a really interesting. Like, didn't we used to just have linebackers coach and defensive backs coach?
Feels like
and
it
now
is.
we have outside linebackers coach, inside linebackers coach, safeties coach, passing game coordinator / cornerbacks coach.
It feels like we got too many, to be honest.
Yeah, this is like half the staff of Urban.
That's true.
And Bob Sutton to finish this off. This terrible experiment.
Bob's important. Not that anybody's less important, obviously.
Sounds like that's what you were saying.
No, that's not what I said.
Robert Sutton.
What is his job? It's like
he's a carryover, by the way.
He's not like a coach, right? He's like an overall.
Yeah, that's good. That's kind of I would
close?
say you're like in the ballpark.
What is it called?
Like assistant coordinator or
That's
something?
it. Defensive assistant. That's
Defensive. But actually, Bob's got some. He's a little on the older side. He's a senior defensive assistant.
That's right.
More pay.
So
more pay.
More
Do we
pay.
have like a junior defensive assistant?
Nah, I don't think we go with the junior.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So there you go. There's your Jags staff that we should have learned about a while ago, but we'll know more about them in the fall.
Maybe.
But anyway, the point being is we're going to know more about them tomorrow.
Maybe
They're
I
talking.
Should, maybe I should go.
Well, maybe you should. All of these guys are talking tomorrow.
That's going to be a long press conference.
Yes, actually. It's kind of cool. Like, they're making everybody available, and some of them are at the podium, and then they're going to do like a round table. And so it's a good idea by the Jags. I'm giving you a shout-out, Jacksonville Jaguars PR and coaching staff and Doug Peterson. But I like it. And I do think – you know one guy I didn't mention is Brenson Buckner. You know where he resides.
D-line, right?
Yeah. You should know that one.
I do, yeah.
And so anyway, I think this will be fun to get to know some of these guys. I mean, you know more of them in the season as we digest each position and you see them on the sidelines and in the practices. But there is a little nature to all these new staffs. Now, 3 staffs in 3 years.
It's a lot of staffs.
And not a lot of holdovers.
Just Robert.
And so you're like, as I'm like at practice, I'm like, who is that guy? You know how many coaches I've now seen?
A lot.
In 14 years in Jacksonville?
A lot.
I'm like, that looks like I don't know who that is.
Almost as many as players, to be honest.
Almost as many. Like, that's, you know how they did like the Ryan Fitzpatrick did like the word cloud?
We can have a Jags
like maybe I'll do
board.
a Jags coaches word cloud.
That would be good.
Because I don't want to do players. That one's too big.
Take the coaches.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. It's football at 5. We're live from Davoli's House of Cards. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton take you up until 6 o'clock down here in St. Johns County. It's getting busy here at Davoli's House of Cards. And then Brian and Casey have Action Sports Jax OT leading right into the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp here on a Wednesday. We'll be right back.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy skies this evening, an isolated lingering shower or storm, then dry overnight. Temperatures from the 80s down into the low 70s by morning. Partly sunny, hot and humid for your Thursday. Some isolated late afternoon thunderstorms and temperatures reaching the lower to mid 90s beforehand. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Garrett Beatonball.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds.
Untouchable pricing, incredible value, phenomenal shopping experience. Only at Beard's Diamonds.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a free sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
Mr. and Mrs. Flavor, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry, the flavor of berry.
I'm Janet. I'm bitter.
And I understand your son is the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in a menthol cigarette.
He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted, being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are harder to quit than regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.org. SportsJax.com.
You know what's great about getting older? The toys are way cooler. Spring is here, and it's playtime.
Yeah!
And One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, has slash loan rates across the board on all the toys. Motorcycles, jet skis, boats, RVs, ATVs, even golf carts. And it's fun and potentially dangerous. One-to-One Financial has the perfect loan to help you finance it. Check out our rock-bottom rates and apply now at one-to-onefcu.org. Come out and play. Federally insured by NCUA.
The Dream 18 card has had a record response in 2022. Golf courses are packed. More value than any discount golf cart in town with the Dream 18 card. The most inexpensive discount golf cart in town with the Dream 18 card. And now you can save more. Just in time for Father's Day. Get Dad an easy gift. Now just $55 while supplies last at ActionSportsJaxDream18.com. That's ActionSportsJaxDream18.com for a $55 Dream 18 discount golf cart. Discounted golf at 9 area courses and a few local businesses, too. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, The Yards, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Get Dad an easy gift. Get Dad to the golf course. $55 in time for Father's Day. ActionSportsJaxDream18.com.
If you've been injured on the job and are not receiving the benefits you're entitled to, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to find savings. But you may have more cash than you realize in your home's equity. Unlock it today with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. That means you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could get all that cash in as little as 3 weeks. Put your hard-earned money to work. Pay down high-interest debt and combine your balances into one simple, low monthly payment. Now is your perfect opportunity to take control of your financial future. So what are you waiting for? When you want to consolidate debt and simplify your finances, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. Rocket.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Hey, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jax on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jax. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690. Hey, you're not alone. I say it just about every day in this booming housing market. I wonder what my house is worth. We were just here, actually, at DeVoley's House of Cards. We're still here, but we were just talking to a real estate agent recently about prices and things and the market and everything else that's going on. Well, I've got a good way to do things for you, maybe an easier way, a no-hassle way to sell your home. How about Open Door? OpenDoor.com. It's a new way to sell your house. Don't worry about repairs, prep work, or showings. Just sell it to Open Door by going to OpenDoor.com. Jump on the website, answer a few questions. 2 or 3 minutes and you're done. Open Door will send you an offer if you're eligible. It's really easy to request an offer. Thousands of people are doing it. You can be the next one to do it. Open Door at OpenDoor.com. It's the new way to do this. Get a free offer on your house at OpenDoor.com/myoffer. You'll know how much you'll get. Close when you're ready. Everything's done online. Sell your home to Open Door at OpenDoor.com. Offer eligibility varies. Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage Incorporated, license 0206-1130 in California, and Open Door Brokerage LLC in its other markets. Welcome back, everybody. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Brent Martineau here at DeVoley's House of Cards. Back in the Action Sports Jax studios, we've got Casey Kurtz. We have Brian Middleton. They've got a show coming up right after this one at 6 o'clock. And leading into the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp tonight, Action Sports Jax OT is what we call it. Middleton, we've got Cash It or Trash It. You've got it. It's your segment. You bring it to us. We appreciate you sharing.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Do you need the rules? It's been a minute.
Nah, I don't know. I'm a no-rules guy. Just make them up.
You and Casey fit well together then. All right. First up, I'm going to go with you, Brent, all right?
Let's do it.
NBA Finals. Game 3 is tonight. Golden State and Boston, of course, tied at 1 game apiece. Cash it or trash it. This is a must-win game for at least one of these two teams.
Trash it. Yeah. It's not a must-win game for the Warriors, of course. They need to get one of the games probably. No, they definitely do in Boston. But it's not a must-win for this game 3. I also don't think it's must-win for the Celtics to take care of business at home, which, by the way, Boston has not had a tendency to do that in the postseason. They've actually played better or at least equal on the road and is able to steal games like they did in Game 1. So I don't think there's any panic from either side. I think they feel like they can win a game on the moon. So home court advantage is really not a thing. Game 3 is not the pivotal swing game like maybe, say, a Game 5 could be, depending on how this series plays out. So, yeah, I do not think this is a must-win game for either team.
All right, Casey, I'm going to stick with the NBA Finals with you, okay?
All right.
Cash it or trash it, Casey Kurtz. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum's combined total for points will be at least 60 points in Game 3.
Trash it.
Wow. No belief. Okay.
No belief. I don't see it. I don't see it. I think they need that to win. I just don't think they're going to get it. Jaylen Brown was really good in Game 1, and everybody really on Boston was pretty good in Game 1. And then Game 2, something happened. It just wasn't working. They need those points to win the game. I don't see it. I'm not sure who's not going to step up, right? I'm not pegging either of those guys to be the guy that's not going to pull their weight today, but I don't think they both do. I think Golden State wins tonight, so I'm going to go with they don't do it.
All right, man. All right, Brent, back to you. We're moving on to Major League Baseball. Now, Atlanta last year had a struggle of a season until around, I would say, July, especially going into August, right? They were able to finally stay above 500 somewhere in August, then go on that crazy run and win the World Series. It seems like this season, they're kind of doing the same thing as far as struggling to get their footing, but in the last 10 games, they've gone 7-3. Cash it or trash it, you're confident that Atlanta will be able to continue piecing things together and will be in the playoffs.
Trash it. Wow. I think there's too much friction here. By the way, there's two different things here. One, I think there's too much friction, like I said. I think the Mets are good. And I think the Phillies could maybe even turn things around. And then you got everything else. And like the West is really good. So getting that wild card. I mean, the Mets are running away with things in that East. So getting the wild card could be very difficult. The Central is stacked up okay, at least in the top-heavy part of it. I think there's one other element of this. That was a lightning in a bottle, totally different way of doing it, not repeatable thing for Atlanta last year. Now, you can do better in the early stages of the year and then, do it more traditionally and make noise in the playoffs. But the way Atlanta did it last year, to make all those moves make sense and work out the way they did, is just so unique. I don't know if we'll see that anytime. I feel like it was a one-off type of thing. So I wouldn't plan on it this year, Atlanta. I think a little bit of the World Series hangover. I think maybe losing a guy like Freddie Freeman is costly internally to the glue of the team, even more than it might say in the analytic world and the statistical world. There's a lot of things that go into this, but I'm not going to put money on Atlanta here the rest of the year.
Okay, man. So right now I'm 0 for 3. All right, here we go. Casey, sticking with baseball.
All right.
The Yankees and the Mets have the best records in the American and National Leagues. It's been 22 years since the Subway Series found its way to the World Series. Cash it or trash it, this season will be the next installment of an all-New York World Series.
I want to help you out. I really do. I want to give you some satisfaction, but I can't cash it, so you can trash it.
Y'all some haters today, man.
Yankees ain't getting there. I don't care if they're 40-15. I don't care about any about that. The Yankees will find a way to collapse like they have since pretty much 2010 on. They're good. I don't think they're good enough. They're going to, Nestor Cortez is not this good. He's not going to win the Cy Young. Their pitching at some point is going to fall off. The hitting, it is what it is. I think Aaron Judge is great. Stanton occasionally hits the ball out of the park, which is exciting. But I don't think the Yankees get there. The Mets, on the other side, I believe in the Mets, even though everyone tells me that I know that are Mets fans, hey, they'll collapse, don't worry. At some point, DeGrom's coming back. At some point, Scherzer's coming back, and they're still this good. I think the Mets have a better chance to get there than the Yankees because I believe in some of these other teams in the AL will come around and the Yankees will fold.
Okay. 0 for 4. Let's see if we can keep it rolling. Jags, way too early predictions, Brent. Cash it or trash it. This defense for the Jags, as constructed, will finish in the top 10 for points allowed this season. Last season, they finished 28th.
That's such. Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm going to say I got to go trash it here. And the reason why, like I was thinking of, I forget the context I was thinking of it. It might not have been the defense, but I was like, okay, top half of the league. It might have been the offensive line I was thinking about. Top half of the league. Like, how hard is it to be in the top half of the league anyway, in anything? That's probably reasonably difficult in some statistics. And so you're asking the Jags to go from 28th to, like, top 10? Now, if you had told me top 15, Brian Middleton, I probably would have cashed it. But top 10 is a big-time leap now. I think the Jags are going to be much improved. I think Murphy's Law says they've got to get more turnovers. I think they will be markedly better on that side of the ball. But to jump from 28 to 10, and now you got to start picking off some teams that are pretty darn good, like year after year on that side of the ball, and have probably better proven talent, I'm not going there.
Okay, man. All right. Non-belief is the name of the game. This cash it or trash it. All right, Casey Kurtz.
Yep.
Sticking with the Jags. Measured excitement might be what best describes fans of Jacksonville this season, and rightfully so. But cash it or trash it, you would rather see vast improvement in Trevor Lawrence in the offense, even if that means the team wins the same amount of games this year that they did last year.
Cash it.
There we go.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Hey, win a couple times, right? That would be dope. I'd be excited if they won more than 3 times. But Trevor Lawrence is throwing touchdowns and yards and not to the other team, and they're losing by 1 every time. Is that going to be annoying on Mondays? Yeah, probably a little bit. But are we going to feel better about Trevor Lawrence? Yes, probably so. I think they go together, right? If he's playing well, they probably are winning unless the defense is just like horrible and they can't stop us if we put a team together. But yeah, if I said this last year and you laughed at me, Brian, I said if they score points and lose, I'd be fine. And
then you weren't fine.
And then I wasn't fine. But anyway, it's all Team Trevor. And I'm telling you, as long as this guy's looking good, I'll find a way to be okay with it. I'd like him to win, though. Don't get me wrong.
All right. Brent Martineau. The Powerball drawing is tonight. $210 million.
Jeez.
Cash it or trash it. If Brent Martineau wins Powerball tonight, this will be Brent Martineau's last day on air.
Trash it.
Come on, Brent.
Nah, man. I've said this many a times. Now, first of all, I'll kind of fade away instead of a hard cut.
Oh, okay. Right? I got you.
Like, I will fade away. But, like, I've already got a master plan here. I mean, we're thinking ESPN 690 to the top. I mean, we're talking billboards. We're talking advertising like you've never seen. I mean, I'm taking a little bit of that money, and I'm kind of dipping into what the Live Golf thing's doing. And I'm buying my way to the top.
There you go.
Like, yeah. Like, seriously. Like, nobody's going to know at the end of the day. But, like, if you start seeing billboards all over the place, has my face on it, Casey, Middleton, ESPN 690, that's probably not Cox Media Group spending.
Say that again.
So, not for this station. And so, it's me. I have won the Powerball, and I am now getting us to the top. So, and by the way, I still have this big plan that I'm buying the building across the street and making the best sports office that's ever been built in the history of radio, TV, or anything. Like, think Dan Patrick, Pat McAfee, think those kind of guys, like even bigger.
Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory?
Yeah, because listen, like I know so many people, like I know a lot of people that have like this, or, you know, have earned a lot of money or whatever. They're still doing stuff. Like, they're still working. Like, I think it sounds good, but we're probably still going to do something. So why not talk sports on the radio and, like, do it in the comfort and like, bigger and better than everybody?
Hey,
on a local level, like, I don't need to go national, guys. My ego, I don't need that. We'll do it in Jacksonville like it's never been done before.
You don't need to go national, but you do need to put up 86 billboards with your face on them. No ego at all.
No, that's
All
how
in
you
Jacksonville.
but that's how you got to get to number one. Like we're gonna
I agree.
I mean, we're gonna have to buy ratings to a degree. But hey, that's what happens sometimes. You got to do it.
Flood the market.
One billboard every half mile from Charleston to Melbourne.
Ah,
It's like south of the border. You guys ever been there?
Yeah, I've seen the billboards.
Okay.
I mean, listen, we're going to get there at some point anyway. But why wait? If I win $200 million.
I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
One
mean,
team, one
because
dream.
that would double your net worth to $400 million, right? I like that, Brent.
That's a good point.
I like
One
that.
day,
Can
just like Russell Knox said.
Can I lock you in for a donation to the overtime fund?
We
Can we lock you in right now on air?
Anyway, you guys you'll
we
be
can't
a
lock you in.
beneficiary. Yeah, you'll be a beneficiary.
Oh, okay. Locked in. You heard that right, Casey?
I'm not saying like I got to die first for you to be a beneficiary. I'm
No.
just saying you're going to be a beneficiary.
Yeah, of course.
Pull the clip.
I mean, just think like pizza every day at least.
I'll take it. You got to take what you can get.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know?
I didn't have pizza beforehand.
We currently have nothing, right? So if we get something, we're better.
Be happy.
Yep.
I got like 90 seconds of music, but Casey, I'm going to ask you this anyway, okay?
Yep.
You're a self-proclaimed fan of Chick-fil-A cuisine, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, apparently there's a Hawaiian-styled inspired Chick-fil-A located just one state above Florida. That's Georgia. And it's called Truett's Luau. Now, some of the menu items include sweet potato waffle fries, Hawaiian nuggets, pineapple macadamia milkshakes, just to name a few. So cash it or trash it, Casey Kurtz, okay? And I really want you to think about this. Cash it or trash it. The Kurtz will make a trip up to Georgia to experience this interpretation of Chick-fil-A food before the year ends.
Is it affiliated with Chick-fil-A?
It is.
No?
It is a Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a lot going on. I'll cash it.
Tell them to bring me my money.
But this will be the holdup. I'll tell you this. I don't like pineapple.
Okay.
Where is this place?
But I'll try. Amanda does. I'll try my best, right? I'll be like, Amanda will be in for the pineapple things that you said. I'll try my best. I'll do what must be done. Because at the end of the day, as long as I'm eating, I'm happy. You know?
Yeah, Truett's Luau is in Fayetteville, Georgia, 30214.
Thanks for the zip code.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where that is, but maybe I'll find my way there through the travel ball season.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a perfect travel ball spot, Brent, in the middle of nowhere. There's a Kroger.
Well, there's plenty of spots in the middle of nowhere that we go to on the travel ball season.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
That was good.
I'm not mad at
Appreciate it. Cash and trash it, baby. Brian Middleton, Casey Kurtz, more of those guys coming up at 6 o'clock. Action Sports Jax OT. Let's take a break from Davoli's House of Cards. By the way, Casey, Mark Davoli's the best. Look what I got in my hands. If you can see the video feeds.
I can. Oh, is that some Bundesliga?
It's tops, okay? But sure.
I can see it, Brent.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
Bundesliga.
Down there, my hand was covering it.
It's also on the side. But, yeah. They put
There
it
you
in
go.
more than one spot. It's not a puzzle. Not a
Bringing
mystery.
bringing that back to you.
Oh, appreciate you, Brent and Mark. Shout out the good people.
Good people.
I'm telling you, there's
Both
good people
Mark
down there,
and me.
even when Brent's not there, mostly. But there's good people there.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jax, and the local coverage on ESPN 690 is expanding yet again. After Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690, we have been bringing you overtime on Mondays and Thursdays, but that has now changed. You can catch Brian Middleton and myself daily after Action Sports Jax and leading you into Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. So starting at 3 p.m. daily, we will have local coverage all night from Action Sports Jax to OT to Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, all right here on ESPN 690.
Be yourself and bank your way at Community First. Get free checking with rewards, your paycheck deposited a day early, and free digital tools. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Sometimes the injury happens in a second, but sometimes it's as a result of the same motion over and over for many years. Let our team of lawyers take a look at your workers' compensation case. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Never paint your house again.
Living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons, except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is the most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against the harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. Call Rhino Shield today, 904-519-5055, or visit us online. The bottom line with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint again.
The Dream 18 card has had a record response in 2022. Golf courses are packed. More value than any discount golf card in town with the Dream 18 card. The most inexpensive discount golf card in town with the Dream 18 card. And now you can save more. Just in time for Father's Day. Get Dad an easy gift. Now just $55 while supplies last at ActionSportsJaxDream18.com. That's ActionSportsJaxDream18.com for a $55 Dream 18 discount golf card. Discounted golf at 9 area courses and a few local businesses, too. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, The Yards, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Get Dad an easy gift. Get Dad to the golf course. $55 in time for Father's Day. Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com.
The only thing DIY companies really care about is the homeowner buying the camera. Yeah, it'll show the person breaking into your house, but that's it. SafeTouch's goal is to prevent the crime from happening before the crook even walks up to your door. How? By using the 5-star security and surveillance system that has 5 layers of protection, starting with a SafeTouch sign. Crooks know to stay away from a SafeTouch house. The SafeTouch cameras use analytic technology that identifies boundaries and humans. This alerts the bad guys that they're on camera and being identified. Then the homeowner is notified immediately with a direct camera feed. Entry alerts notify the central station before the bad guys even enter. At SafeTouch, we call it the Always On feature, the exclusive SafeTouch two-way communicator that gives a verified response that goes to the emergency authorities, providing faster response times. The SafeTouch Central Monitoring provides local UL-approved monitoring, unlike other alarm companies that try to monitor customers remotely from an employee's home. Call now for your free demonstration of the newest 5-star system today. State license number EF0000233.
A new era is here for Jaguars football. New championship-winning coach, new superstars, and new optimism. One consistent this fall is Tailgaters Parking will still be delivering the very best tailgating experience at the bank all season. Tailgaters Parking doesn't just talk a big game. They're right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Offer clean, permanent restrooms, food options, a full liquor bar, and all parking spots are on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatersparking.com to reserve your spot today.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Jacksonville area attorneys. Offices in Jacksonville and by appointment only in Ponte Vedra Beach. Online at CordellCordell.com. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
God, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Ooma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Divoli's House of Cards. Well, we're down here in St. Johns County. Let me tell you a little bit about iCryo right here in St. Johns County. Pavilion at Durbin Park opened about 6 weeks ago. Been telling you all about it. If you stop on by, you might see the Martinos over there. It's a good chance to see Ty or Kaylee. They're always over there. And it's a good place to recover. Recover from your daily lifestyle. Recover from an athletic event. Take care of your body. Cryotherapy does that. The saunas, the red light therapy, the compressions. And they also have things like IV infusions and body sculpting. So a lot of different services, lifestyle services as well, different packages for student athletes. And Dad's Day is on the way, Father's Day. So you can check out iCryo for a good gift for Dad. Check them out with the new app, iCryo, and also just check them out by going down and saying hello to the good people at iCryo in St. Johns County, the Pavilion at Durbin Park. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton, Action Sports Jax OT on the way in just a moment or two. What do you guys got coming up on the show?
Probably sports.
Oh, that's good.
RB's talk a little bit, probably as well. Just a little bit of everything. We try to, Brent, we try not to put ourselves in a box. We like it to be, we like to be an experience when you tune on the radio, right? Like you turn on Action Sports Jax, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get some Brent Martineau, maybe a little bit of the guy that usually isn't on camera, and they know what they're going to get. With us, we like to keep it totally interesting. Yesterday, we talked about the cruise a little bit, talked about all kinds of things.
You had a lot of catching up to do yesterday.
We really did, yeah. We like to keep it fresh, Brent. You really never know what's going to happen on our show.
Well, that's good.
That's code for we have no plan.
Well, we were talking about
that is exactly what it sounds like.
The little ESPN article where it was ranking next year's draft order, and we're going to talk about that.
Oh, good.
As far as where the Jags are at, they aren't at number 1. That is the tease. Where are they at? Does it make you feel good where they're being projected to draft
I will
next
tell you,
season?
and I haven't seen that, and I know there's a lot of different things out there right now, so that's an interesting topic. But I will say this: I don't feel comfortable. I really feel uncomfortable if the Jags are in the top 5 this year. I feel still uncomfortable if the Jags were in the top 10.
I don't know if you're gonna probably be feeling uncomfortable.
You're about to say you're gonna be
no,
uncomfortable.
I don't care where these guys have them. I'm just saying at the end of the day, like next year, like in January when we know when it all ends.
Got you.
Yeah,
that's what you're referring to. You think the Jags will pick in the top 10 next year?
I mean,
not to steal too much of what you guys might talk about here, but
no, I mean, I think that's definitely a reasonable thing. I wish the internet would be better, and I could tell you, I feel like who picked in the top 10 this year? Like who picked 10th this year? I feel like they probably won some games.
Seattle was like number 9, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And they had like 5 wins, I think.
What year is it? Oh, 22. I get it.
Yeah, they've already flipped the thing over there.
Yeah, I don't like that. But I feel like you could be picking 10th and win some games. So yeah.
Okay, so the Jets won 4, right?
The Jets, okay.
Texans and Jags, they won 4. And then there's a lot of NFC teams that obviously were good. The Giants won 4. The Commanders, I think, were picking 12th, and they won 7.
They picked 11th.
Okay,
or they
11th.
would have. They traded it.
Oh, okay. Lions and Bears picked in the top 10. Panthers, I think the Falcons might have been number 10 with 7 wins. So I get your point. I get where you're coming from. Listen, if it works out, this was like a top-heavy year where there was like a lot of haves and have-nots in the NFL. And so I think to get 7 wins and still be picking in the top 10, I don't think that's commonplace. You know what I mean? I mean, it might be. Maybe it does shake out that way. I don't feel like it is, but maybe it is. Point being, listen, if they're picking 10th because they got 7 wins, then okay, that's one thing.
Yeah.
If they got to stay away from the 5 wins, where that automatically puts them in the top 10.
Yeah.
I just feel like the Jags, again, this is a little bit catching up to the league too. Like, if it's a more of a parity kind of year where it's not haves and have-nots only, then the Jags at 6 or 7 wins might still be in the mix in early December for a playoff spot, even if they finish with 6 or 7 wins. Because there's a possibility on December 1st that you could get to 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's really, to me, again, that's why it's hard to predict. But I think you get the context of it all. Top 5 would be a disaster.
It would.
Like, you can't do another top 5 pick would be a disaster. I think if you're picking 8, 9, 10 because you have 7 wins, that 6-win total, I don't know if it does a lot for me. I know it's a realistic, possibility, but I just feel like I want more than 6 wins around here to start feeling like this thing is flipping.
Yeah.
Again, the Jags won 3 times last year, like accidentally.
Literally on accident, yeah.
With all the stuff going on. So, I mean, 6 wins is if you were to I don't know where the Vegas line is. I think it probably is at 6. And if you were to put the odds on 6 wins, if you put the odds on 7 wins, if you were to put the odds on 8 wins, you put the odds on, let's go back down to 5 wins. And you took those 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the odds. My guess is the heaviest odds would be on 6 or 7 wins. You think?
Yeah, so ironically, yesterday, the Vegas Insider put out an over-unders, and they have the Jags at 6.5.
Well, there you go. I mean, that kind of answers the question, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think that's about right. I'm wrestling with that. I'm a guy that thinks the Jags are going to win 7 times this year. But if I think they're going to win 7, that means they certainly could win 6.
Sir, they got to win 6 to win 7, you know?
Well, I mean, they could get stuck on 6.
Sure they could.
So I think 6 wins get you automatically in the top 10. I think 7 wins might put you at 12 or 13. And I think there's something, at least about my psyche, I don't know about the fan psyche, that's like, can you get us out of the top 10?
Yeah.
You know, like, out of the top 10 would feel like progress to me.
Well, sure, yeah.
Out of the top 5, I mean, just to say, like, you're picking 7th? I don't know. That doesn't feel like a whole lot of progress to me.
So there are 5 teams with less than 6.5 win over-unders. Do you want to guess them?
Let's go Lions. Let's go.
Wrong.
Really?
Yep, they're 6.5 as well.
Really? Let's go Texans.
Yeah. We mostly did this just because I wanted to say wrong.
They're going to put the Jets?
Jets, yeah. 5.5.
That surprises me that the Lions are higher than the Jets.
By a whole game.
Wow. You said there were 5 teams? How about did I say the Giants?
Giants 7.5.
Really?
Yeah.
Who am I missing here? Seattle?
Seattle.
Washington?
Nope, 7.5.
Even after Jack's comments.
Even after.
And he's now since apologized, by the way. That's the update. Saw that one coming. Who am I missing? Cleveland?
Not Cleveland. We got
Give them to me.
Atlanta and
Okay.
Carolina.
Oh, yeah. So Atlanta, Carolina, Seattle, the Jets, and Houston are under 6 wins.
Under 6.5, yeah. The Lions and the Jags and the Bears
I would have guessed Chicago, too.
are all at 6.5. And then, yeah, you got teams like the Giants, the Saints at 7.5. So are the Steelers, by the way.
Okay.
Washington.
Really? That's
Yeah.
interesting, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Steelers are going to be really interesting this year with their quarterback situation. All right, that will do it from Devoli's House of Cards. I'll bring you back some cards, Casey.
Thank you,
Got
sir.
that. You guys have a good show. Action Sports Jax OT coming up, then the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. We appreciate Jagger Eaton for joining us today.
That was
He's
sick.
throwing out the first pitch at 121 Financial Ballpark, Bregan Field, the baseball grounds. And also, thanks to Russell Knox for coming on our Dream 18 show today
That was
and
also
talking
sick.
about the golf world. I'll see you on TV tonight, CBS 47 and Fox 30. Have a good rest of your Wednesday, everybody.
No matter what the sport is, defense matters. The same thing goes for COVID-19. Help protect yourself with a booster shot. Schedule an appointment as soon as you're eligible, following completion of your primary series. Sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $69.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Take hiring to a higher level. Virtual hiring is now made virtually stress-free with Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Find your next great hire visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a free sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Let me ask you something. Are you tired of hearing no? It's kind of a bummer, right? Nobody likes to hear no, so then let me ask the obvious. Are you ready to hear yes? Then you better get to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today. Yes, Arlington has 400 pre-owned on the lot and ready to test drive. Yes, Arlington has all makes and models. Yes, Arlington will help you get financed. Plus, Arlington's 30-day exchange program comes with your purchase. One last question. Are you going to find the vehicle you really want? Yes. Just shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
Ring the bell, wrestling fans. The 3rd annual River City Wrestling Con will slam into the Jacksonville Fairgrounds Expo Center on June 11th and 12th. This weekend event will feature personal appearances, autograph signings, live wrestling matches, live interviews from some of the world's best wrestlers, exciting vendors, artists, and more. Guests include Bret the Hitman Hart, Booker T, the Hardy Boys, Kevin Nash, Diamond Dallas Page, and more. For tickets and information, head over to RiverCityWrestlingCon.com.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctors. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Ahead of Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight against the Celtics, Warriors guard Klay Thompson revealed he's gone to YouTube to watch some of his best plays in hopes of rediscovering his shooting touch. He's shooting just over 30% so far in the NBA Finals. Klay should change his approach for Game 3, advises ESPN NBA analyst Doris Burke.
If I'm Klay, I'm going to think about moving as much as I possibly can and with incredible authority, speed, running my routes like with great detail the way a wide receiver would, and stop taking off the bounce threes. Unless it's like, you know, I've got Al Horford in front of me on a switch. I'm going to dribble once right to get a little separation, a one dribble pull up.
Doris Burke on Barton Hahn. Game 3, 8 Eastern, ESPN Radio, 9 Eastern on ABC. Saying it was a mutual decision and best for both parties, the Browns excused quarterback Baker Mayfield from attending their mandatory minicamp next week. He's been away from the team ever since being replaced as the starter by Deshaun Watson. Bryson DeChambeau and Patrick Reed will join the Saudi-backed Live Golf Series.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you have in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Here we go on a Wednesday, I think. I'm not super confident about that, but it feels like a Wednesday, and it is indeed a Wednesday. Action Sports Jax Overtime, ESPN 690 on a Wednesday. Brian Middleton on the ones and twos, giving no help with the calendar information when I was floundering just a second ago.
Man, I'm still tripping off of what you were telling me in the break, man. Huh? You balling in the Dominican? The Dominican.
I did hoop in the Dominican, yeah.
Ooh, shoot. Casey Kurtz crossing them up.
They didn't have no nets,
Half
though.
spin, full spin.
Okay, so here's the problem with that, right?
No-go three?
They didn't have a logo.
Steph. 50 feet, 40 feet, 40-foot shots.
I was way out there.
Pulling up.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Turning around before the ball goes through the netless rim.
The netless rim is – here's the thing. Like, with the netless rim, you never really know if you made it. Like, when you're 8 miles away, like Steph, you know? Like, you're like, it feels like it went in, but there's no proof. And then you have to chase the ball like 8 miles, by the way. Like, I was out there chasing down the ball. Eventually, I just gave up, sat down.
You were playing solo, or were you playing with the locals, or what?
I was playing solo mostly, but there were some locals, you know, bringing their talents to the court, I guess. Is it really a court? It was like a random pole with a rim on it. Backboard.
How do you just find a random basketball goal?
It was there.
Like, you got off the ship and
Yes.
started walking. Where was Amanda? Amanda was like, go do your thing.
She was sitting, yeah. There was like a sitting spot, yeah.
Okay.
She was there.
It was just a basketball there, or was it like, you know?
It was there.
Huh.
Yeah.
He's touching random basketballs out there. Just picked it up, huh?
And look what happened to me. So I guess.
Oh, yeah, see?
I guess joke's on me. But yeah, that was the plan. I was hooping. But yeah, I'm not sure how we got there. But yeah, and I do feel like I owe you an apology, Brian. I realize I don't think we could beat the 76ers. Like, I was pretty high on that for a while. I thought without Embiid, we had a real shot. You just need to guard Tobias.
I'm not on the team.
I realize we probably have no chance. So that's unlucky for us.
Yeah, I'm not on the team unless there's like a paycheck involved. Then I'll be on there. But I'm
No,
gonna be
there's
like,
just
I told y'all
pride
so.
on the line. We thought we could have beat the boys, Maxie and the boys. Remember?
You thought.
Yeah,
you
that is
and
me. That was me.
you and Aaron. I think you had gotten Aaron on your bandwagon
No,
with that.
Aaron also strongly told me no.
Oh, you did?
And so did Kuz.
Smart man.
It was just
intelligent people.
And Brent didn't think so. I never brought it up
Yeah.
to Marcel, but
Yeah.
I didn't need him to look at me funny.
I'm about to say, man,
You know?
carry the team on his back. Like, nah, bro. You're not gonna strain me, stress me out.
So the point of that story is we will take on any sports media or regular
Who's this
media.
we? But who's this we?
Dude, you can't tell me you're scared of the other media
boy, I
people.
thought you about to say some names out here.
We will
that
take
smoke was
on
gonna get thick.
We will take on any other media conglomerate here in Jacksonville. In some hoops, we got Aaron, we got Kuz, we got Brian, we got me, we got Brent with a GoPro, we got Marcel, and we feel confident as a team that we can beat anybody else. So if this challenge gets out, we will see you at the court.
To this day. That's what I'm talking about, Casey Kurtz. That's a subtle talk your talk.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I mean, the energy was a little bit low. You need a little more pep in your energy if you're going to issue a challenge.
Yeah.
You know, like back in the day when they would have the glove and they would take the glove off one finger at a time and then they would slap their opponent across the face with it when they were about to challenge them.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More energy, though.
Yeah, I'll work
next
on
time.
it. I don't think anyone's going to challenge us, you know. Anyway, basketball talk at the local level right there on Overtime. NBA Finals back tonight. Brian Middleton, are you excited?
Of course, man. It feels like it's been 3 days since they played.
It does feel like it's been 3 days. That's
Long
a good
time.
call.
Everybody's back off of IR, man. Healthy. 100%.
Follow-up question. Did you watch the Lightning game last night?
You know what? It popped up on my phone, one of my nefarious means, and I just
kept going.
I already know what the outcome's going to be.
Were you watching Aiden Ross's stream? Is that what you were doing?
No. That's I'm good on that too.
Really?
Yeah.
He's back, by the way.
Oh.
He just got unbanned.
Really?
He was banned.
Okay.
Yeah,
Didn't realize that. That's how much I watch him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is.
So you had both going. You were watching the Lightning.
Well, I was here. I was here working.
So you had Lightning on TV, and then on your phone, you were probably watching.
I watched Aiden's stream when I got home. Amanda was watching on the computer, and then, yeah. I wonder if anybody out there listening knows what Aiden Ross is.
That would be interesting to know.
That would be interesting. Like, let's take a. No, I can't really take a poll on Twitter because, like, we don't know if they're listening. But I just hope one person that's listening right now knows. But anyway, nonetheless, the NBA Finals back tonight. It's been 3 whole days, 1 game apiece, heading to Boston. But what the heck? Boston. Okay, no. I was looking at that wrong. Okay, Boston is not favored. Or they are favored. Why is Boston favored?
Hey, man, tighten up, Casey Kurtz.
I'm so confused.
What's the news?
They're 3.5-point favorites. Why? They just got blown out. They just got obliterated.
Yeah.
They just look like they didn't even show up to the game. They shouldn't have even been on the same court as the Celtics or the Warriors.
Wow. Okay.
Am I wrong? Game 2?
I don't know. You know, I mean, that's how you feel. That's how you feel.
They won 107 or they lost 107 to 88, and they're favored by 3 points at home.
Right.
I don't get that.
You don't get that. Now, the Celtics are the team that you picked months ago.
Yeah.
And you did that on defense thing that you do, but you picked them because you were like, Boston, they could win this thing. That's what you kind of do right there when you don't really want to commit. But you were right. They could win this thing. Mm-hmm. They're that good.
I did say
and
that.
now you can't see why they're favored in Game 3 as
just
if they
got
didn't have
blown
an
out.
epic fourth quarter of Game 1 after being knocked down in the early part of Game 1 and coming back to win that game. For all the knockouts of Game 2, it's 1-1. And we've seen blowouts, and you've seen blowouts with Boston on the wrong end of it in other rounds this playoffs. So if you take all that into account, you're like, you know what? If any team can bounce back and be favored in a game and has proven resiliency, it'd be the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, I get that, and I get that they're going to be at home, but they lost 2 games at home to the Heat. Like, they're not like the Rangers.
Whoa. We not. I don't even like the way that you even said that. They lost 2 games at home to the Heat.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, the Rangers, right, in the hockey series, for example. The Rangers haven't lost at home in, like, forever.
Okay.
So there's, like, reason, like, hey, the Lightning have to win a game in New York to, like, win the cup. Or win the series, I should say. They have to do it. There's 3 games left in the series, and 2 of them are in New York. So they're going to have to do it. And it's been a very difficult thing to do, to win in New York in the playoffs.
All
but
right.
the Celtics, like, it's not like you're going to that home court advantage, right? Rangers have been unbeatable. The Celtics lost 2 games to the Heat last series at home. I don't get why they're favored. I don't get, like, I just don't understand it.
It sounds like you don't want to understand it, man.
I don't.
Listen, you're going back home after you split the series.
But it doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. You take all that into account.
It does. I give you that. It does matter, but they're not like 3.5 points, bro. Like, I don't get it.
Now, as far as the point or the point spread or whatever the official term is
spread,
there, now you would know more about that as far as, like, the betting odds and how does that particular number get set. But them being favored in Game 3, I think they could lose Game 3 and be favored in Game 4.
That's just not.
They have shown that, listen, what they're not going to be is consistent, but what they will be is resilient. So they can get blown out and come back and bust your head to the white meat the next game. The next game, whether we at home in TD Garden or whether we in Golden State or whether we in Miami. Or I wouldn't say Brooklyn because they didn't lose a game in that. Or whether we in Milwaukee. True. So yeah, I get it. I get the favor. You're going back home. You're feeling good enough even after a Game 2 loss, even after a Game 2 blowout. They already knew that game was out of control. They probably already started mentally preparing, halfway through the fourth quarter. Jordan Poole pulls up from 85 feet. And, you
just got to move on with your life.
Yeah, you just like, you know what? It ain't our night, boys. It's not our night, boys. We'll get them again 79 hours later because there's so much space in between each game.
Why is that, by the way? Me and Brent talked about that a little bit. Do they really need 3 days?
Maybe it's in the CBA. I have no idea, but I mean,
like hockey gets 1.
Yeah, but they let y'all fight. You know what I'm saying?
It's a much more physical sport, so they should get more days.
Well, but again, it's just you're different. Hockey, it's just different.
They are built different.
They let you fight for a while, and then they're like, okay, break it up. Y'all got it up.
That's
so
true.
the kind of fighting that would happen in hockey, everybody, including fans, would be teed up and suspended in the NBA. So it's just a different sport. I tell you what, I don't know why they have it, but it does ensure, I think, that you have the healthiest teams that have recouped. It helps older teams, I think. You know what I mean? Like a team like
Horford,
Boston.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a team like Boston save Horford, they don't need that. I don't think. I think if you did it every other day, they'd be fine when your main guys, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, guys of that nature. You're like, okay, they can bounce back. But, you're dealing with older teams, and Steph and those boys are like 34, 33, 31. It's an advantage for an older team, but it does ensure that both teams are healthier than if they just did it closer together as far as the games. And, so maybe you get a better product, you would think.
You would think. But I'm telling you what, man, I'm looking at this now on a website that will take your money, right? Not just like ESPN.com.
Okay.
Like a website, if you click on the 3.5, they will take your money and give you more if it works out.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to get on this. This isn't gambling picks for the weekend because it's Wednesday. I'm gonna have to get on this. Plus 3.5 Warriors tonight. That feels like a lock. What am I missing?
Whenever I hear you start talking about picks, I'm like, what would Kevin do? What would Junior do?
He would do. I'll text him right now. I'll be like, Junior, +3.5 on the Warriors. How you feeling? He's going to be like, I'm surprised the line looks like that. I know the guy. Trust me.
Okay, text him. Let's see.
I'm going to. I will in the break. +3.5 on the Warriors. I'm going to have to get some action on that. I'll let you guys know how it goes tomorrow. But actually, I don't really have to let you know because you'll probably know what the score is before we come on at 6 o'clock.
There you go.
You'll probably have a general idea of what happened.
Right,
but I'll tell you how upset I am about it. So I can do that for you. But we got more to do here on a Wednesday before we give it away to Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. So stay with us through the break. And we will continue on with the program right after this. We'll be right back.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
When you look at a schedule, it reveals more than even the schedule what you really think about that team. Bad teams, their schedules always look brutal because they're no good, so you don't think they're going to win many games. Good teams, you look at the schedule, oh, it's not so bad because they're favored in a lot of those games. I guess I would also take the under on the Jets, but just. Like, I think 5.5 games is right. I'll take the under.
Key, J, and Max. Followed by Greeny. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Now, the first alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly to partly sunny skies today. An isolated shower and thunderstorm developing early to mid-afternoon. Highs in the low to mid-90s inland and mid to upper 80s at the coast. Dry tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight down to the low 70s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Garrett Beedenball.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds.
You can always get a bigger, better diamond for less at Beards Diamonds.
Now, local businesses can get closer to every customer in their city with fast, affordable shipping. Introducing USPS Connect Local. You want speed? We deliver same or next day. You want savings? We give you supplies at a flat rate. You want less legwork? We do free pickups. Move your local business forward with the United States Postal Service. Let's connect at USPSConnect.com/local. Specific markets, restrictions apply. Same day or next day delivery expected, but not guaranteed with entry close to final destination.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
The final wing is ahead of schedule.
Slater's construction company has built a solid reputation.
Yeah, foundation looks great. Let's get a team in place for analysis.
Now they need structural engineers to support their business expansion.
We should have engineers in-house. That would put us ahead of the competition.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
O'Reilly. Stay cool this summer with AC Pro Refrigerant and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get a $15 O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card after mail-in rebate, plus earn double O Rewards points with the purchase of select AC Pro Refrigerant products. Beat the heat before you hit the road with AC Pro Refrigerant at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What's up? It's Casey. Check out our brand new show, The Dream 18 Show, sponsored by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors, right here on ESPN 690 on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. If you like golf, you're going to like this show. The Dream 18 Show, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Action Sports Jax Overtime, ESPN 690 on a Wednesday. Rolling along, Brian Middleton on the ones and twos. Casey Kurtz with you as well. Talk some Jags football coming up here in just a second. Texted Junior, haven't heard back from him yet about the 3.5 bones that the Warriors are getting tonight, so we will keep you updated on that as we go along. Double check. Yeah, no, haven't heard from him. So we'll see if we hear from him. He's about the worst person at texting back, by the way. Tell you what, you never hear from the guy.
Okay.
You go weeks.
Hope it's not an emergency.
No, it's not. It's just he doesn't text back. Like he has like 200 and something unopened messages. Probably.
No, I mean like in the future, I hope you don't have an emergency.
Oh no!
And I got it. The only way I can get in contact with you, Junior, is I got this one hand, a little bit of energy, and 2% left on my phone. I need a quick text back for my life.
Yeah, I wouldn't get it.
Junior's like, hey man, it's been real. You know?
He'd be like, hey, man, I got better things to do right now. I'd be like, all right, I appreciate it. Anyway, that's enough of that. What do we got, Brian Mills? And we got draft order predictions, right?
Yeah, so some of your colleagues, I guess up in Bristol, whoever wrote this article and built this model, there's an article on ESPN, and they're already predicting the draft order for 2023. Now, here's the good news, right? The Jags aren't 1.
Can I guess them?
Yeah.
1, we got Houston.
1, you got Houston. Okay.
2, Lions. 3, Bears. Am I right?
Keep going. I want to hear what you got for.
You told me where the Jags are.
I want to hear what you got for 5 and 6, and then we'll.
Let's go 4 Jags, 5 Seattle, 6 Washington.
Okay.
Was
1 is the Jets.
Really?
Mm-hmm. 2 is the Chicago Bears.
I believe that.
3 is the Houston Texans.
Interesting.
4 is your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Great.
5, Atlanta. 6,
I forgot about Atlanta.
Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yeah. 7, Carolina. 8, Detroit. 9, Seattle. 10, New York.
What Carolina doing to win and Pittsburgh's not?
You know what? I got no idea. Yeah. I got no idea. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm barely holding on. So Casey, like I said, the good news is the Jags aren't number 1, 2, or 3. They're 4th, right?
Yeah,
so that's improvement. Yeah. Now let me give you the reason why they have the Jags at 4th now. They give a bit of a breakdown for each of those 10 teams. And they're just like, okay, this is what the model says, and this is why we think that this is what the model came up with, that they inputted all the statistics to come up with this projection.
Okay.
So they say this, quote, they're a little more bullish on Trevor Lawrence's future than that of Wilson, Fields, Mills, or Trey Lance.
What a great thing to say.
I was a little taken back by that line, but okay. But 2021 was a disappointment for Jacksonville's quarterback, of course, right? And they believe, Lawrence will be a below-average signal caller again this season.
Who wrote this?
Yeah, let me go right back. I'll find it. And then even after a free agent spending spree, the rest of the roster is missing high-end stars. So,
well, they're not wrong.
That was their brief synopsis of why they're putting the Jags at 4. So now, are you higher on the fact that the Jags aren't predicted to be number 1 for a third straight season as far as the draft order, or is that all moot because they're saying, you know what, it's going to be another struggle of a season for Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, I don't care about the wins at that point because whoever wrote this is dumb, right?
Seth Walder.
Seth. My boy Seth, right? You got no idea what you're talking about, Seth, because the fact that you had to put in writing, I'm a little bit more bullish on Trevor Lawrence and these other bums. Really? You think? We've called Trevor Lawrence generational, and not just me, and not just Brian, and not just Brent, everybody who's ever talked into a microphone about sports and football, right? We all knew Trevor Lawrence, who he was, and you're a little bit more bullish on him than Zach Wilson, who we didn't even know existed 3 years ago, and Trey Lance, who we didn't even know existed 3 years ago. And who else? Davis Mills, who we certainly didn't know existed 3 years ago. Like, what a leap. What a thing to say to really just slam home your credentials. I'm a little bit more bullish on Trevor Lawrence. You probably should be. He's better. Okay. Anyway. And then part 2 of that is the part where he put it's a struggle, right? It was a struggle for Trevor Lawrence last year. No, duh. They had a coach that didn't know where he was.
No, duh.
The coach didn't know who was on his team.
Okay.
They didn't know who they were playing.
Mm-hmm.
The only player that the coach knew was Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
And at times, it was probably questionable. So they didn't set him up to succeed. So, yeah, he struggled. Did he make bad throws? Yes. Like, I'm not taking Trevor out of the blame there, but when you're working at an establishment and nobody knows who anybody is, how do you expect that to go? Not well, right? You probably should know your coworkers, and your boss should probably know who he's bossing, right? You should probably know these things about a place. The Jags building didn't know that. I want to keep that in mind. So, to answer the question, I don't like, and you asked me a little bit about this earlier at Action Sports Jax. Like, I don't want him to struggle, right? If he struggles and they don't, if he doesn't struggle and he plays well and they don't win, that's going to suck, right? It's going to be unfortunate, but he's playing well. And I think that's extremely important, maybe more important than winning. I want him to win, don't get me wrong. But if you're telling me Trevor Lawrence has some incredible number of passing yards, we'll use what just came through on YouTube, 4,450 and 35, which would be insane. I'm talking about the 35, 44, 50 is not insane. 35 would be legit, awesome, incredible. I'd be doing cartwheels, right? So if he throws for those numbers, they're probably winning. But, let's say they're not. If he has those numbers and they get the 4th pick, it's unfortunate. They got unlucky a few times, but at least we know Trevor's that dude. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't think we need that, but I think we will get slammed home he's good, now what? Is everybody else bad? Probably at that point. But I'd rather come out of this knowing Trevor is that dude than win games, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, you're holding fast to that.
Yeah.
You'd rather see a Trevor growth than overall team success.
If I have to pick, yes, I am. 100%.
Bit selfish, but I get what you're saying. You want to say that your investment was worth it?
You need to be right at quarterback.
If you're wrong at quarterback and you guys go 14-3, that's just saying.
You can't. You just can't do it.
I don't know.
You can go 10-7, right? With not being right at quarterback, but you need to be right. I'm telling you, Trevor Lawrence is more important than that.
Well, like I said before, when I was reading their little synopsis, the line that got me was that they're only a little more bullish on Trevor Lawrence's future.
Yeah, that guy's an idiot. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, I like you said, I think most people, even people who aren't in this local area, would still think about Trevor Lawrence, regardless of everything that's happened with the Jaguars, and still say, hey, you know what? I think that this guy, they may have never thought that he was a generational talent, but they would be like, hey, you know what? This guy right here, he's still going to be good. He's still going to get to some Pro Bowls. He's still going to get his team to the playoffs. He's going to be in the league for 10, 15 years at the top end of the QB class. So just to be a little more bullish than, Wilson and Mills, and I was like, all right, well, I guess one down season will do that. But I think I disagree with the fact that he'll be below average as a signal caller. The problem with that statement is, what do you mean by that?
True.
Is it the same stats as this season?
If he
improves,
winning?
It's so what's the word? It's not clear. It's unclear on what that exactly means. Where it's just like, oh, that can mean anything then. So I think that there'll be improvement there. There'll still be some mistakes.
Sure.
Year 2,
not perfect, right?
Year 2 isn't. Year 10 or even year 5. But I think that it will translate into a better Trevor Lawrence this season coming up. I think Trevor's going to get you a couple of wins just because of how good he is and his growth.
Agreed.
He'll make a pass. He'll make a decision. His time management, something will click because he's just that good.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, the overall point of the draft order and whatnot, I'm happy to see that they weren't picked number 1 because that is growth. I know at the end of Action Sports Jax, like you and Brent were really going back and forth on, if you're not drafted number 1 but you're still in the top 5, is that a successful season? If you're still in the top 10, is that a successful season? And I say yes. Listen, last year wasn't a successful season as most people wanted, but may I remind you that in 2020, you won 1 game.
Once.
And you don't want to give Urban any credit. By all means, don't. But
he didn't know who was who.
But hey, he didn't know who was who, and he got you 3 wins. He got the team he put together got you 3.
He was gone.
Team he put together got you 3 wins.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So listen, if we can get 6 wins, but we still picking 5th or 6th or 7th, I'll take it. I will take it this season because that means that something right is happening more times than not. More times than not than the past couple of seasons.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there. By the way, on the stream, Little Big Man, otherwise known as MJD II, says agreed. I think he was talking about when I was talking about Trevor. And then he said, look at what Doug Peterson did with Wentz and Foles. Okay, so I've made this argument. I think you're right, by the way. I'll start with that. I've made this argument so many times. The night before Doug Peterson got hired, the night he got hired when me and Brent went on the radio, and then since then, I've said, look at Carson Wentz. There was a time that Carson Wentz, if he doesn't get hurt, might have been the MVP of the league. He's literally a joke now. He's occasionally a meme. And he almost won the MVP
Was that the Super Bowl year? When did the Super Bowl year?
Mm-hmm.
He was leading the. I don't remember who else was. I don't even remember who won that year. I had to look it up in the break. But yeah, I remember. Yeah, he
was great.
Yep.
And we don't think anything of this dude anymore. Like, he's consistently not been good since.
You don't think anything of him, Casey Kurtz.
Well, neither do these teams because they keep trading him.
Okay. Yeah.
And now Trevor's going to work with that guy. So I think that's a good point. I think he will get better doing that. We got more to do. Action Sports Jax overtime. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you've been involved in a slip and fall accident and are not sure what to do, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. That summer heat's right around the corner, and so are those high energy bills. Don't just sweat it out. Do something about it. Call Koala Insulation today for your free evaluation. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Ben, when you're in the mood for love, but you have ED or PE and those little blue pills haven't worked, here's a message from Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Rabinski. If Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, Prime Men's Medical Center offers custom-blended medications. Men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
Call 904-664-8217. We guarantee you'll see results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call 904-664-8217.
Snyderman, can you move things in your mind?
Nope.
Did you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
Take the quiz on our website to see if you should repair or replace your unit. If it's time to replace, now you can get 0% interest if you pay in full within 72 months. Visit SnyderAC.com and get the details in a flash.
I think you mean Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
Your local radio stations are here for you. No subscriptions or monthly fees necessary. We're here to give you the news, weather, and traffic you need, and the music you love. But if the foreign-owned record labels get their way, it could stop the music. They want Congress to force radio stations to pay them more money, simply to play their music. Don't let radio go silent. Text LOCAL to 52886 and tell Congress to protect local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
It's a good time of the year to get out and do something. The most active season is the summertime. But if you have joint pain, you can't live like you want to live. The way I want to live, from an active standpoint, exercise and play some golf. Well, I was playing some golf the other day, saw somebody getting out of a cart and limping around the golf course. And I mentioned QC Kinetics. Like I've been telling everybody else, QC Kinetics can help. Hip pain, knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain. All of that really sucks the fun out of living, but QC Kinetics wants to get the fun back for you with advanced regenerative treatments, and they'll give you a totally free in-office consultation if you call 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. Regenerative medicine is the hottest thing going. It's basically taking growth factors with healing properties from your own body, highly concentrated, then putting them into your aching joints. No surgeries, no drugs, no downtime. So stop putting it off. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more about regenerative medicine. 904-274-5522 for a free in-office consultation.
This is Greg McGarity, President and CEO of Gator Bowl Sports. For the past 76 years, Northeast Florida has been host to the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl and events. When televisions tune into Jacksonville for kickoff, we want to be sure we showcase that Jacksonville supports college football. From buying a ticket to the game, making a donation to send local deserving children to the game, or volunteering, I would ask that you consider supporting this great local tradition. To learn more, visit TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. It means that when you hire us, you get a legal army. When it comes to law, size matters. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt. One of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold. Deadline fast approaching. But a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jax Overtime, ESPN 690, rolling along on a Wednesday. By the way, heard from Jenkins Jr. He is surprised that the Warriors the Celtics are favored, but he thinks the Celtics win overall.
Okay, way to play both sides there, Junior.
I know, what a dummy.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't.
Senator Junior.
Maybe that's that's an opportunity that he's exploring, but he is surprised at the spread, but thinks the Celtics win the game. So if you like the information you've gotten from him over the gambling picks the last couple of weeks, then maybe you slide on that information. I'm going Warriors plus 3.5 all day and night. I'll let you know how that plays out.
You're going to place that bet?
I'm going to.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you know how it plays out, Brian Milton. On the ones and twos, Case Kurtz with you as well. We got something we're doing here on OT. Frankly, Brian will be better to describe it to you than me because it's his idea.
Yeah, you've been on vacation. You've been on IR. So you haven't been here the past couple of times that I've actually done it. But it's called Questions People Haven't Asked Me Yet, but should have. So I'm going to answer them anyways. And it's basically an endless amount of content, Casey Kurtz, because I can ask myself anything, and then I get to hear myself talk about the thing that I just asked myself. True. Some people would say, go find a doctor because you're answering yourself.
That is true.
But because I have somebody else here,
it's easier.
Yeah, I'll put the question out there. I'll let you talk first, and then we'll see if you're making any sense, because, your takes sometimes. I mean, I respect you kind of every now and then, but sometimes your takes, sir.
And hearty.
Start off with an easy one. Hardy.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
You never heard of that?
I mean, I've heard of the word, just never to describe a take. Hardy, a hearty take.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. First up, man.
Yep.
The Jags' offensive line is more important to Trevor Lawrence's development than any of the free agent signings for the offense this offseason.
So, last year, I probably would have been like, yeah. But now I'm like, nah, because we had all these dudes running routes, dropping passes last year that I'm sure didn't help, right? So I think the combination of Kirk and Ingram and even ETN, which wasn't a free agent, but still I'm counting it because he wasn't there last year. I think those guys will make Trevor better because, one, I think they can catch potentially. If they can't, we're going to find out. But having good, reliable wide receivers is something Trevor didn't have last year outside of Marvin for a little bit of time. So I think they will help him grow more than the offensive line because I don't think the offensive line's that bad. So I think he will, for the most part, be protected unless there's an injury or something, obviously, to an offensive lineman that we don't know about yet. But I think they're solid, and I think he needed the receivers more than, Brandon Sheriff, but he certainly helps.
Well, Casey, listen, man.
I know what you're going to say.
I had Chuck queued up, but I'm just like, why? I like that you have a different perspective, man. It's what's going to make you different in this business right here. Listen, man. It's like my dad always told me, and I know he didn't come up with it, but it's intelligent wisdom. A good offensive line, a solid offensive line, will make a decent quarterback good, a good quarterback great, a great quarterback a Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man, if I got 5 guys with a tight end or two, whoever chipping, if I got some guys who can protect the QB, who can open up running lanes for the running back and give that quarterback a running game to do whatever he wants to do off of that, whatever the offensive coordinator and the head coach want to integrate, now that we can run the ball as well, then we can use that to play action into the throw, or maybe throw to set up the running game. I don't care what it is, but if you got guys up there who can protect your number one overall investment and can open up holes for the running back, it starts right there, and you're going to have success. You want to have 4,500 or whatever the number was for Trevor that you said would be awesome. 4,500 yards passing.
4,450. Yeah.
4,450, 30 TDs. Potentially 10 INTs, something crazy like that, something really good. Give him time. Let him be able to go through his progressions and not always feel rushed. Not always feel like, man, I'm hearing footsteps right here. Let him be able to hand it off to ETN or Robinson or a quick swing pass, something like that. Man, I'm telling you, the offensive line is more important than any of the wide receivers or the tight ends that they picked up in free agency. Now, granted, I hope that they help. I think that they will. I know that you have some tempered, enthusiasm about some of the guys there, as you should. As I said in the last show, that most Jags fans should, because 4 wins in 2 seasons. I know I was a Carolina Panthers fan for a long time. We've went through some 1-win seasons, so I know what that's like. And I get, being a little iffy about the upcoming season. But I'm telling you, that offensive line, they can stick together. I agree with you. They weren't nearly as bad as I think some people thought. And it depends on what you're watching for as well. And I don't always know what the offensive, coordinator, what the game plan was. What were they supposed to do? Unless they were out and out beat. I don't know. You don't know all those little details. So you can't always say, oh, that was a terrible play by them, because maybe they were asked to do something that just didn't work, right? Anyway, I'm going to go with the offensive line is the most important part, Casey Kurtz.
Sure you are.
Okay, next up.
All I'm saying is they led the league in drops.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Drops. Just catch it.
Just kidding. Let's get you on the coaching staff.
We should get shirts that say just catch it.
Just catch it.
Just catch it.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened.
Just catch one.
Just catch one. Now you get more disrespectful.
Just one.
Not just it. We just want one reception. Can
just
you do that for me?
Just catch the ball.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
The Jags will have at least 2 Pro Bowlers this season, Casey Kurtz.
There's so much potential, right? Like, there's potential there. Like, if Christian Kirk is actually going to take the step, okay. If Trevor's that dude, because all the Pro Bowl quarterbacks that actually get picked will sit out, so then you got to pick 6 more. So is he in the top, 12 or 6 in the conference? And then on defense, Josh Allen probably should be there. We do have Logan Cook. You know what? I talked myself into it. Does special teams count?
Yeah.
Okay, I talked myself into it. Yeah, give me 2. I think Josh Allen's good enough to be a Pro Bowler, and Logan Cook eventually is going to get the respect he deserves. There's potential on offense. There's other potential on defense. Obviously Walker was the number 1 pick, so there's obviously potential there. But your cornerbacks are good. I think they have. There's potential. I'll go with 2. I can see 2. 1 being Logan Cook, though, for sure.
Yeah, I want to know if you guys can find a line for that on Friday, if something's already out on whether or not the Jags are going to have, or how many Pro Bowlers the Jags potentially will have.
Probably not.
But I'm going to go with that as well. So I don't know who the other one will be, but I do think that Josh Allen is going to be one of them, barring catastrophic injury. I do think that the additions with, Trayvon Walker and my other guy, I always forget his name, Lloyd, I think that's going to help out. But it's also another year, even though it's a new coaching staff, that a lot of those guys are going to be playing together. And I think some of the growth from some of the younger players there, and just having that continuity on top of the talent that you've added, now you just, hopefully we think that now you just can't focus on Josh Allen. You know what I mean? That now he's going to be free for a few more plays to potentially go in and cause some more havoc. And I think he'll have 1 or 2 big games, kind of for that one game that he had,
Buffalo.
Buffalo. I think he'll have 1 or 2, maybe 3 of those games. And the sack total, he may get close to, double digits. I feel like it may be a 10.
He better, bro.
It may be a 10 sack season for Josh Allen. So I think he's going to be one. And then there'll be one. It may be on defense, though. I want to say Trevor.
Logan Cook.
There's a lot of good quarterbacks out there, man.
But you see my point, though? So they're going to pick 3. Those 3 will obviously not play because they'll be playoff teams. So he really only needs to be top 6.
Oh, that's fair.
In this conference.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
And he's better than Davis, right? He's better. Okay. He's better than Matt Ryan. We don't have to do this.
Yeah.
That's just, he's definitely better than Tannehill, bro.
Here we go. Casey, it's June.
It is.
So that means you only have a few months before the college football season starts.
Oh, I know.
Is free agency still a thing for you?
Yeah, as far as I understand it. Wow. I haven't seen no NIL deal show up.
Wow.
I know, right? You think somebody would jump on.
You know, Napier just offered, just had an offer to one of the top 10 recruits for 2024, linebacker.
I didn't know that. I think for some reason I feel like I saw one of the local talent was visiting Florida. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think
I get that name.
I think Grayson Pup Howard was there. I think.
Okay.
I might. Yeah, he was there. He was there just recently. He just posted a photo on his Instagram or his Twitter 3 hours ago. So you know, he's doing good work on the recruiting trail for sure.
But so when are you going to make a decision?
Probably the day before. You know, probably before the season, right before. Maybe after a couple teams win a few times.
Is USC still in play?
Sure.
Alabama still in play? Alabama?
Nah, probably
Alabama.
not.
Yeah. Okay. It's not
Alabama. Yeah,
okay.
Probably not.
Okay. Well, front running's your thing, so
that's true.
You got to find a good team.
Yeah. I'll keep searching.
All right. Well, I don't have an opposite to that, so I'm going to go on to the next thing. Draymond Green is the most important part to the Warriors winning Game 3 in Boston.
Yeah. Like, sort of. That's not what you want. I'll go yeah. Why not? Draymond's the glue that holds everything together. Terrible. Yeah, I know. But I'll go with it. I'm not super strong about it. I think they need, like, when you said Game 3, that's when I changed my mind. To win the series, they need Draymond to be that dude. Because I think he is extremely important. But to win the game tonight, he just keeps everything going, man. He's their guy that does the dirty work. He talks the smack, which is fantastic, obviously. And he does a little bit of everything. He scores a little bit. He rebounds. He passes the basketball. He does all kinds of things. He's extremely important to that team. So, yeah, I'll go with it. But close second is Klay Thompson.
Wow. Okay. Well, listen, man. It will always be today and forevermore while he's on the team. Wardell Steph Curry. You hear me? Mm-hmm. He's the most important piece, man.
But
Casey,
he wasn't the best player left in the playoffs. You remember that?
Listen, he's the most important piece to win Game 3 in Boston. It's not the same thing, Casey Kurtz. You ain't going to press me in the corner.
I'm going to try.
Nah, but you can't.
Yeah, probably.
34 points in Game 1, which was a loss. 29 points in Game 2, which was a win. Look, my man right here is important because he brings energy and he sets the tone. If he had the same energy in quarter number 4 of Game 1 that he had in quarter number 1 of Game 1, this is a 2-0 lead for the Warriors going into Boston. Stephen Curry is the leader of that team. He's the tone setter to a certain degree offensively. Now, Draymond is the tone setter defensively, but I got to go with Steph Curry. Draymond is very important, don't get me wrong, but I'm always going to go with Steph Curry, barring, like I said, an injury and he's not playing. Then, you got to start looking at other people like that. Anyway, Casey Kurtz, I have more, but I know we got to get the break. So that's it for that segment, which I won't repeat because it's such a long title.
I liked it, but more or less it has to do with questions. Right?
Yeah, just ask questions.
Can we just call it questions? Have you ever seen the YouTube video Questions? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, maybe I have, but I don't know.
Where they ask him what weighs more, a pound of bricks or a pound of cotton? Brian Milton, what weighs more, a pound of bricks or a pound of cotton?
No, we gotta go to break. They're
what do you
the
mean
same.
you don't know? They're the same.
Yeah,
well done. I'll show you the video. It's fantastic.
Okay.
I laughed a lot when I was a kid. It might not be as funny now, but it's pretty much they would ask normal questions to people, and it turns out you found out people were stupider than you thought. So, but you figured it out. Pound of bricks, pound of cotton, folks. It is both the same. 1 pound. Anyway, that was fun. We got more to do. Action Sports Jax Overtime. We'll be right back.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. In all honesty, it's a very hard thing to do. The good news is, Tobacco Free Florida is here to help you quit your way. When you call Tobacco Free Florida's phone quit service at 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW, you'll connect to a quit coach who will help you assess your addiction. You may also qualify for free nicotine patches or gum. So call us at 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW to double your chances of success. No judgments, just help.
Our friends over at Arlington Toyota want to know, what drives you? How about great service? Or what about getting more with your purchase? Then prepare yourself for the drive of a lifetime when you buy from Arlington Toyota. Arlington has over 500 new Toyotas available with inventory arriving daily. You also get a lifetime warranty with your purchase, plus 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. What drives you is what they do at Arlington Toyota. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Men, did you know that over half of all males suffer from ED or PE?
Ladies, your man should talk to the specialists at Prime Men's Medical Center.
If Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down,
Men are now lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
for a private consultation at Prime Men's Medical Center, call 904-664-8217.
See results on your first visit, guaranteed, or pay nothing.
Call 904-664-8217.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. That summer heat's right around the corner, and so are those high energy bills. Don't just sweat it out. Do something about it. Call Koala Insulation today for your free evaluation. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jax on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Couple minutes to go. Action Sports Jax Overtime, ESPN 690 on a Wednesday. Brian Milton on the ones and twos. Casey Kurtz with you as well. Earlier today, if you listened all day, which we've been on since 2, it feels like all day. And we'll continue all night with Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. But around 3:45 today, me and Brent, we took our talents to the skateboarding realm, talked with Jagger Eaton, who is throwing out the first pitch tonight at the Jumbo Shrimp game. So, gentlemen, question for you. 1, has Jagger thrown the pitch yet? And 2, he told us he was going all speed, no accuracy. He said he was going to throw it as hard as he possibly could. Do we have a report on what happened with that first pitch?
He literally just threw it, and he was right. He threw it with no accuracy, went all the way to the backstop.
Oh, in the air or on the ground?
He bounced it. He got it to home plate, and then it bounced all the way to the backstop from there.
Okay. Did it look fast? Like, do we think he at least threw it as hard as we could?
If it was a fastball between him and Edward Cabrera, I would say Edward Cabrera was faster.
Okay. So you guys just totally played him out like that after he came on our show. Great. Awesome. Fantastic. And he's a guest of yours tonight, right? You did him no favors, Scott.
No, he looked like he tried hard. He looked like he tried hard.
I guess that's what matters. Good guy. Anyway, there's real baseball to be played. Somebody who has some accuracy probably will pitch tonight at some point. What do we got coming up tonight, gentlemen?
Well, we've got Daniel Castano on the mound for Jacksonville. He's 2-0 with a 6 ERA, but I think that's a little bit of a skewed number because this is just his 5th start of the season. But, and Scott, you can correct me, you saw him on the road a little bit. He seems to be getting better and getting, that's all you can ask for, getting better as the season goes along and getting better with each and every start.
Yeah, and he's had time in the major leagues this year, so I think the challenge for him has been, maybe he starts a couple games in a row with the Jumbo Shrimp, and then he turns around and has to work in a bullpen role for a couple innings with Miami. And then he turns around and has to go back to the starting rotation with Jacksonville. That's hard. That's really hard. But he's done, I think, a better job than the numbers would suggest.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tough not to find that rhythm when you're in one place and then the other and then the other place again. But nonetheless, gentlemen, we have a baseball game to play, and you guys have the call. Take it from here. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. Have a good call.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. So Shrimp on deck next. Jumbo Shrimp Network powered by FIS.
Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is 15 minutes away. It's time for Shrimp on Deck, featuring interviews from inside the clubhouse, scores from around the International League, and the Miami Marlins organization, and a preview of tonight's ball game. Now, here's your host, Matt Davis.
And welcome into this edition of Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. Shrimp on deck. Matt Davis, Scott Kornberg with you, and it's another beautiful day for Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. The rain has come and gone within 30 seconds this afternoon. It's sunny, blue skies, and 85 degrees outside, and a slight breeze going from